Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here and joining us today. I call to order for the regular meeting of the Dearborn Heights City Council at 6:02 p.m. Madam Clerk, can you please take roll call?
Yes. Hassan Ahmad.
Here.
Mo Beydoun.
Here.
Nancy Breyer.
Here.
Robert Constant.
Here.
Denise Malinowski Maxwell.
Here.
Hassan Saab.
Here.
And Tom Wenzel.
Here.
Mr. Chair, you have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I'm going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. We're going to ask our Honorable Mayor to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance today.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mayor. It's been a long time since we've had you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Next up, we have City Council resident recognition by our Honorable Council Chairman Pro Tem Hassan Ahmad. Give him a round of applause.
Thank you, Council Chair. I'd like to call Councilwoman Breyer. It was her recommendation this evening to join me, please. Can you guys hear me? Is this working?
Yeah, we can hear you. Tap it like this.
It's, it looks, yeah. So we gather this evening in an honor of a lifetime devoted to community and service. We gratefully present a certificate of appreciation to Mr. Frank Zack. For 53 years, he has been a church resident of Dearborn Heights, a steadfast guardian of our safety, and a dedicated volunteer. His tenure at the Dearborn Heights Police Department from 1972 to 1975, followed by 33 years of service at General Motors as a repair specialist, exemplifies his commitment to excellence. But his unwavering dedication to the South Heights neighborhood as a neighborhood watch member, volunteer for over 10 years, watching over our safety, and his involvement at the South Heights Civic Association have significantly enriched the lives of those around him. Mr. Zack, your impact is immeasurable, and your legacy of service will continue to inspire future generations. Mr. Frank Zack.
I'd just like to add, Frank has been serving South Dearborn Heights, the Civic Association currently for more than 10 years, driving around all the way from Inkster Road to about 12 blocks east of Telegraph and Van Born up to Michigan Avenue. He does the businesses, he does the residents, and he had experience when he was at the police department of transferring prisoners. He did fingerprinting, he served warrants, he took juveniles downtown to Detroit, and he ran a ticker tape machine. And he also took prisoners to Out County Court. So again, welcome Frank, he's our favorite.
Congratulations, Frank. Can you step up over here?
Step up to the
Come on
podium,
up,
please.
Frank.
He's very
If
humble.
council members would like to join us, please. Dearborn Heights City Council Certificate of Appreciation presented to Frank Zack for his work with the South Dearborn Heights Civic Association Neighborhood Watch Program. The City of Dearborn Heights proudly acknowledges and awards this certificate of appreciation to Frank Zack in recognition of his outstanding dedication and commitment to ensuring the safety and well-being of our community. Signed by Council Chair Baidu, myself, and all council members.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Hold this.
You want to come this way?
Still going at it.
And hold that.
This is for you. Would you like to say something?
Yes, I'd like to say something. Those of you who know anything about Frank, or if you're from the South End, you know this guy. He drives around on his own. He's a neighborhood watch.
He's always
guy.
watching.
And he's got his 2005 Crown Victoria with his placards on each door that says he's a neighborhood watch, the South Dearborn Civic Association, South Dearborn Heights Civic Association. And he goes through all the streets in South End of Dearborn Heights. He checks on vacant properties. He's houses that are for sale. He checks on those. He goes around all the schools and he sees windows open. He calls me up and he says, "Hey Tom, you know I found a place where these windows are open and I kind of push them closed. Can you call the school board tomorrow and let them know?" And he does all this stuff and very little recognition. He's been doing it for 10 years. He comes by my house all the time, shines his spotlight in my windows at nighttime, letting me know that he's coming by. The guy's phenomenal. And in past administrations and police departments, I've tried to get some kind of funding because he drives around in his own car, spends his own gas, buys his own tires, doesn't get anything from the city. At one time, the South Dearborn Heights Civic Association gave him a little bit of money, but he gets nothing now. And it'd be a good thing if we could put a little bit of our money from our police budget and helping Frank out, because he's a great guy. He's dedicated to the Dearborn Heights like no one you've ever met before. This guy is phenomenal. Believe me, I know him personally. Thanks, Frank.
You want to stand for a picture?
Yeah, sure. Join us, Frank. Back here.
Back there. Council Chair.
Between you guys. Yeah.
She broke it. No.
Frank watched you. Thank you, Frank.
Congratulations. Would you like to say something, Frank?
Well, all I want to say is,
Right here, please.
all I want to say is, yeah, I do cover a lot of areas, and I patrol a lot of neighborhoods. I have a lot of A-band houses. I have a lot of schools, windows left open, doors propped open. Everybody's gone home. I look for trouble, you know, and these people just continue on. And I deal with the Board of Education, let them know that they got to get something done about it, you know, all the schools. So I go back there, you know, and I find stuff and everything else, and then I turn it in. Or I call dispatch and tell dispatch to send me out a car. Now I got 2 police cars every once in a while come over. They know how to do the wall side windows now. They pop the screen and then they do this. I said, that's good, you know, I don't have to chatter on the phone for dispatch. But I just cover everything because I do it from the heart.
Frank, thank you so much. Thank you, Councilwoman Breyer,
Oh, yeah.
for her help putting this together with Councilman Chairman Pro Tem Ahmad. Next up, we have a presentation from our Wayne County Commissioner, the Honorable David Kniezek. We're in a clapping mood today.
Yes, I don't think I earned it. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Appreciate the opportunity to come and provide a little update on the work that I'm doing and that we're doing down at Wayne County. Again, these are just soft check-ins that I like to come out and do with the community. First, I also want to say congrats to Frank and his family that's sitting over there. When I pulled into the parking lot and I saw the white Crown Vic, I said, man, something must be going down over here at City Hall. I got nervous for a second, but I'm glad to hear that we're recognizing his great volunteerism in the South End. And added benefit, as I was going around, folks might know, every Wayne County Commissioner gets 2 tickets to every Tigers home game. It's a perk that we get that I think is wrong, to be clear, but because we helped fund the Comerica Park, every county commissioner gets 2 tickets. In the 4 years I've been on commission, I've never used them once. I always give them away to members of the community. So I brought 3 sets of tickets this morning. A homeboy here's got the Tigers jacket on, so he was an easy pick. And we went down there to Frank's family. I know they picked up some too. So you come to the council meeting, you might walk out of it with some Tigers tickets. That works too. That works too.
Did I tell you I'm a great Tigers fan, by the way?
News to
late,
me,
tickets are
Councilman.
gone.
Thank you.
Try next year.
And also had the chance to go around. I brought 30 of these and ran out of them. But for folks who are watching at home, might want a copy. This is the newly, truly, to Kim's point, hot off the presses. This was delivered to my office today. Our Wayne County Parks booklet that talks about all the recreational opportunities that we're providing across Wayne County this summer. So encourage folks to check that out. If I can be helpful in any way, please let me know. Fourth, want to give a thank you to the Dearborn Heights Rotary for a great event that they put on this last weekend. I had the opportunity to participate in the bookshelf building. I know the mayor was there. Our state rep, Aaron Burns, was there. Building those bookshelves, I have an issue, right? Because I can't just go and build the shelves. It has to be a competition for me mentally. If I don't build the most bookshelves that day, I can't sleep about it at night. But 60 bookshelves that weekend, 30 this upcoming weekend, going to the students as a part of D7 schools. Just a great initiative.
How many did you build?
I built 12 that day, 12 of the 60.
Who was the record for?
I held the record.
I won that for the record.
If you want to come compete next year, come on.
It
come on
wouldn't even
down.
be a competition. I'd let you win that one.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Just three more quick things, and I'll turn it over to the council for any questions they have. New event that is being launched this year. I'm here presenting in Dearborn Heights, right? I'm rocking my Garden City pin. Some days I'm in Garden City, I'm rocking my Inkster pin, whole 9 yards. I remember when I first got elected 12 years ago, meeting with somebody who was a part of the Western Wayne NAACP, and he said to me, David, people that live south of Cherry Hill, we don't want to go north of Cherry Hill. People live north of Cherry Hill, they don't want to come south of Cherry Hill. How do we get our communities together? How do we knock down these walls? And I used to overthink it, I think, a lot. And now I'm just of the mindset that you get folks in the same room and they figure it out themselves. I've seen it time and time again throughout my career. And with that spirit in mind, next month I'm going to be hosting a new event, a senior celebration is what we're calling it. This isn't a me thing, as with all things. Partnered up with the Amity Foundation here in Dearborn Heights, the Garden City Community Coalition in Garden City, the Inkster Task Force in Inkster. Now, some folks might have an issue with this, but I have to pick a number, right? So the invite cutoff for the senior celebration is 60 and above. Some folks might think it should be higher, some might think it should be lower, but 60 is the cutoff. Invites should be hitting mailboxes truly tomorrow or the next day. I know they went to the post office on Monday, but the goal is to bring our three communities together, get them in the same room, and let them do what they got to do. Mingle with each other, understand the great things that are going on across our three communities. And I'm very excited about it. Again, the partnership with the three nonprofits, knowing that we're going to have 400 seniors gathering on Thursday, May 16th. And one of the things that I like to do, perhaps to the chagrin of some up on the dais, I invite elected officials to attend. But there's a cost to get in the door because this is all about giving back to the seniors. It's a free event, the full meal. We ask all of the elected officials who want to attend to give 4 $25 gift cards so that we can raffle them off. I know our treasurer, our clerk, a number of the council, the mayor, they've all made their commitments. As we stand here today, and I'm going to push for more, we have over $2,500 worth of gift cards that we're going to be raffling off that night. If you get that invite in the mail, please RSVP as soon as possible. Like I said, 400 spots are for the event. We have 200 set aside for Dearborn Heights. We're half the district. We have half the seats. The other 100 each to Garden City and Inkster. Sixth, my newsletter, I think I talked about it last time. It's also going to be hitting mailboxes, I think, next week, so be on the lookout for that. My last one was 10 pages. This one's 20 pages. We're doing a lot around the county. I'm trying to do a lot around our three communities. It was so big we couldn't fold it in half, so it's being mailed out like a little magazine to everybody. So if you need something to put you to sleep at night, give me a holler. And then finally, of course, always a hot topic, Ecorse Creek. We are getting ready to kick things off for the Ecorse Creek remediation in the South Heights. Of course, I talked about this at previous conversations. I made a number of commitments there. The first was to make sure that we keep the administration and the council in the loop. I know that the mayor had a chance to speak with the Wayne County administration earlier today about some things that we're going to be doing. The council, the administration, and the Ecorse Creek Commission are all going to be getting an invite from me shortly to invite you out to a briefing about the project and what we're doing. Remember that we're breaking the creek up into reaches 1 and 2, and then we hit reach 3 through 7, and that's the parts of Dearborn Heights that we're going to be remediating. So you're all going to get a briefing on what it is that we're doing, because again, it's important to me that all of us as elected officials, as leaders in the community, that we're on the same page and pulling in the same direction, communicating clearly and consistently with the public so that we're all on the same page and they know what's going on. The public is also entitled to that same level of engagement and briefing and updates, but we're not going to break it down, if you will, into the briefing like we are. I know, again, we work with the administration. Mr. Mayor, thank you so much for your partnership and your work here. The date's being finalized. I don't want to announce it prematurely and then have to clean it up later. But towards the end of May, we are going to have 6 hours that we take at the Eaton Center in the south end, open it wide up so that whether you're working or you're off, or maybe the morning doesn't work, the afternoon does, whatever it may be, we're going to have the opportunity for all the members of the public to come in, have all their questions answered, get briefed on the project, and have everybody, again, be on the same page moving forward. So it's a big lift, but we're excited about it. And again, I think it's meeting that expectation of communication and transparency around the project that I would expect for us to have, and I know, again, the public demands by way of that. So that was a lot. I'll stop talking. I'll kick it over to all of you and see if you have
Thank
any
you,
questions.
Commissioner. Any questions from any of our council members? Anybody? Well, Commissioner, I thank you for all that you're doing, especially for the senior event. I can't wait to sit by our honorable seniors who will be in attendance with us. Put me right next to Rose, please.
Someone's got to keep an eye on her, yeah.
Yeah. Put me right next to Rose. I'm excited. But thank you for coming down here. And thank you for briefing us on all the great things that you're doing across Wayne County.
Appreciate it, Al. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
I know this one's a little off here, Madam Clerk, but we have somebody here from, I'm sorry, what did I do with this card? For SBA. I was kind of going back and forth. I said I'm going to let you speak at the end. Council Chairman Pro Tem Ahmad said he needs 5 minutes. We're going to give you a quick 5 minutes on the clock.
3 minutes.
3 minutes to introduce yourself, what's going on, and if you want a picture, that's great. Say that you were here.
Yes, I have to prove that I was here. Thank you. So I work for the United States Small Business Administration. Name is Timothy Watson, not to be redundant. We basically coordinate around all of the 50 states to work on disasters. We are here in coordination with FEMA, working for the August storms and tornado that occurred last year. In this response, we have physical damage loans. In that response, I know a lot of people in this room who might have been affected around Wayne County probably have already taken care of those matters with out-of-pocket expenses. They may have racked up credit card debt, or they might have been in a position where they had a high insurance deductible that they could not afford. I can tell you that the Small Business Administration funding will allow you to utilize those funds, if approved, to take care of all of those different things. We not only assist businesses, we assist nonprofits as well as homeowners as well as renters. If you qualify, you can qualify for up to $100,000 as a renter, up to $500,000 as a homeowner, and up to $2 million as a nonprofit or a business. Now, for the nonprofit business and the homeowner, they qualify for mitigation if they're approved. The mitigation is there for them for preventative maintenance in the future to help build back the structure better the next time around, just in case of a storm or a tornado or flooding occurs in the area. So we also have an economic injury disaster loan that is specifically for nonprofits and businesses. These cover economic losses. And back to the physical damage loan for the business and nonprofit, it also covers inventory, real estate, machinery, or equipment that may have been destroyed or damaged at that moment in time. So I just wanted to come out here briefly and explain some of this information. I will make sure that I follow up to make sure that you have this information in electronic files. I definitely want this to be shared with the public. Even if they were not affected, this information will be the same in the future. The only thing that will change is the interest rates. And our interest rates are for a home loan can be as high as 5%, as low as 2.5%. For business loans, as low as 4%, as high as 8%. For nonprofit organizations, 2.375 across the board. For the economic injury disaster loan, business and small agricultural cooperatives is 4%, and for nonprofit organizations is 2.375%. Now, I know that was a lot of information in a very short period of time, but I will be available throughout Wayne County to provide additional information and insights. We also have a business recovery and disaster recovery center at the Wayne County Community Center. FEMA is also there to assist.
Thank you, Timothy. Timothy, I will tell you, I will reach out to you. I know that there are a lot of people that were affected with the flood, especially in the south end of Dearborn Heights, where a lot of homes have, outside of August, are still being affected with, rainfall, because we just so happen to be where the creek is and it floods and people's homes are being destroyed. So outside of just August, our city gets hit extremely hard. And I thank you and I thank the SBA And I think FEMA for coming out here and really putting your focuses in Wayne County and especially Dearborn Heights.
Thank you for having us, and
God
I'll
bless you.
follow up, and I'll make sure that you have a FEMA contact as well.
I will reach out to you for my official capacity, and then we'll get in contact.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Madam
for
Clerk,
having
can
me.
you also get his email address? George? Thank you. Or if you have a card, just
Yeah,
give it to
I have
her.
a card.
And then George, just put us in an email chain tomorrow, and then I'll share his contact information with also the council members, if in case they know of anybody or anyone reaches out to us regarding this issue. Thank you. All right. Next up, we have agenda approval.
Council Chair,
Councilman Ahmad.
I move that the Dearborn Heights City Council approve the amended agenda for the regular meeting of April 23rd, 2024, as submitted.
Support. Motion made by Councilman Ahmad, seconded by Councilman Constant. Any discussion on the agenda items? Hearing none. All in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries. Next up, we have approval of minutes. Minutes from the regular meeting of April 9th, 2024.
Council Chair.
Councilman Saab.
Move that the Dearborn Heights City Council approve the minutes for the regular meeting of April 9th, 2024 as submitted.
Support. Motion made by Councilman Saab, seconded by Councilman Constant. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries. Next up on the agenda is number 5, public hearing and comments on agenda items only. Before we move forward to this, I just want to make a few notes here at this meeting. I've been receiving several emails about basically saying that the meetings have been a little hectic, a lot of back and forth. When I ask our colleagues, the administration, the clerk's office, the treasurer's office, the audience, this body, please, let's keep everything moving forward, respectful. If I ask you to go through the chair, to please go through the chair and honor that. I don't like slamming the gavel, and I also don't like receiving emails and people saying, grab the order of the meeting. And so if I have to, be a little bit more firm and assertive, I'm gonna have to, but I'm asking you guys respectfully, please don't put me in that position. And to those that are at home, I hope that this meeting and the meetings moving forward will be a lot smoother. If you don't like a certain thing on the agenda, you don't like a certain thing that's being done, you don't like a certain thing that's being said, please go through the council chair and briefly speak on how you feel and keep it moving. Thank you. So next up is gonna be public hearings on agenda items only. We're gonna start off with Zoom, Madam Chair, or Madam Clerk, before we go into in-person. I figure we're gonna switch it up a little bit. Anybody on Zoom on agenda items only? Going once, going twice, great. Next, we'll go in person. Anybody from the public on agenda items only? Sir, please step it up. I know you asked for an additional minute, so go ahead. Ladies first, maybe?
No, go ahead.
No. Ladies first. It's only fair.
Okay, I was just coming, sorry.
You're the icebreaker.
Sorry. If I can make a comment on this, just tell me it's on 2A.
You can speak on anything on the
Recognition of
agenda
Frank.
item. Just please state your name, the
Yes,
city you
sorry.
reside in, the street you live on, ma'am.
Tanya Sterlini, West Brookside, Dearborn Heights, Michigan. I just want to make a comment on Frank as a citizen, and also I'm the chair of the South End Dearborn Heights Civic Association. Just want to thank Frank for everything that he's done for the district and the city, and he's fabulous and wonderful, and I just wanted him to know that, and I'm so sorry that I was late for this. I just found out about it today, and came back into town this morning, and I just found out about it not too long ago, so I apologize, Frank. I love you very much. The other comment is on 2B, I believe, for David. I just have a quick comment on David. I want to know how many books his bookshelves will hold. He made 12. I don't know how many books those bookshelves will hold. Just saying. Okay, that's it.
Thank you. Also, just a quick recognition before we move further. Tanya Sterlini is also a trustee. Her and our Honorable Leslie Winless, who are here in attendance with us today, who attend many of our council meetings. So thank you, ladies, for being here. We thank you for the service that you guys do for all the students at D7 and for also the entire city of Dearborn Heights. Let's recognize them today. Next up, sir, you have 3 minutes Since you asked for an additional minute,
Thank you,
please
Zohair
state your name, the city you reside in, the street you live
Dearborn
on.
Heights, Rosemary Street. I'm going to talk about more than one subject. First, the controller's position.
Pause it.
This,
Is this on agenda items?
it should be.
What's,
Elected
It's under the
appointments, you have
appointments.
elected
what is
appointments.
this?
Elected appointment, mayoral
He's talking
appointments.
about,
Nine B,
no,
9B.
9B, yeah.
Okay.
I'm very concerned about the budget of the city. I have been listening to the budget discussions. It looks like the budget of the city is in the red for $3 million, as it was stated. If I'm wrong, please correct me. The city council approved when the mayor asked for a deputy controller, and he wants to raise the salary to $95. My hope was, when I personally pushed for that, is that we're going to get the right people with the right qualifications. And when I listen to somebody who's standing in front of you, responsible for the budget and the lives of 65,000 residents, who says 68,000, good, thank you, that he's learning and he doesn't know, I suggest to you that you need to hire the right people. If the mayor wants to raise it to $150,000, it is worth it, because you spent over $1.2 million to Plant Moran to correct the books, and always I hear that they blame the treasurer, which she has nothing to do whatsoever with reconciliation of all the accounts. So I hope that the mayor will come up with better salary, better qualification. I don't know who they are, but definitely they don't know anything about the budget. They never done it before, and I don't know what's their qualification. We have already 5 controllers, and it is enough. It's time to bring the right people for this city, because we deserve better. And I saw that on the ACH that there is $10,000 and some dollars for fixing a pump in the golf course. I think, this should not come from us. It should come from the person who's running the golf course, simply because if there is a CFO, it's their responsibility. If there is no CFO, they shouldn't be opening. Thank you very much.
Any other comments on agenda items only? Hearing none. Councilman, you can sit in your seat and speak from agenda items.
Oh, okay, that's all right.
If you want to speak from there, you're also more than welcome.
I'm already up. Tom Wenzel, Dearborn Heights, 2-Lane Street. I'm going to speak on a couple of things.
Hang on 1 second, Councilman. Pause this time.
Yep.
He doesn't get time. He gets to speak.
Give me an
as long as-
extra 10 minutes, please. Last night was our first budget meeting, and I wasn't here, but I was listening to it on Zoom. And one thing that did upset me was, well, several things did, but one of them was that we would continue to employ Plant Moran. And one of the reasons the representative said that they're here is to train our staff. Train our staff that should be trained. Nothing personal about these people. You apply for a job, you get hired, that's what you want, that's what you get. But we're hiring people that need to be trained for that position. And I thought that was ludicrous. I said, why are we doing this? Like Mrs. Zohair said, let's raise their salary. We'll save money in the long run. I mean, if we get rid of Plant Moran, nothing against Plant Moran, but we'll save money in the long run. But for her to get up here last night and say, I'm here mainly because we have to train the people in the comptroller's office. And I said, well, that's crazy. But another thing is,
to her defense, Councilman, there's been 7 comptrollers since the clerk's been in the clerk's office. 7. So you're constantly having, and we're about to go into number 8, because Mr. Turner has told us publicly he's only going to be here part-time.
well, we should have asked her how many other cities she trains the comptrollers.
I asked her to be the comptroller.
So that's what I'm saying. I mean, nothing against our comptroller. He applied for the job and you got it. So it's like, you can't blame him. But, yeah, I mean, it's, I don't think any other cities hire Plant Moran to train their comptroller.
Yeah.
Plus
me $2 million.
So anyway, on item 9B, it's the some mayoral appointments. One of them is reappointments to the HR director, and from what I understand, our HR director is resigning. And I've got an issue with this HR director. Several times, city council has unanimously approved something to be done and directed the HR department to handle the things.
Please.
And they
Councilman,
failed.
hang on one second.
They failed to do it.
Hang on, Roger. Roger, hang on. I started this meeting by saying, don't interrupt me, please. I give you permission to speak. Before he moves forward, Councilman, you are entitled, I'm going to use the same words that our corporation counsel told us. You are entitled to say whatever you'd like. But I am going to ask you to refrain from any slander or anything that can be, to be held
Just
against
facts, just facts. I'm
Okay.
stating facts.
Council Chair, I disagree that it's facts, it's accusations. He's asked for a meeting, but I'm not going to discuss any personnel issues or personal comments about the HR director. She's not going to have a chance to get up there and speak. And we talked about.
She will have time to speak, but hold, Roger.
It's not a debate
Council
back
Chair,
and forth. But
It's
if he
not.
wants to do it, there
Roger,
is.
remember what I told you at the meeting yesterday?
No. I
You know what you said at the last regular meeting? When me and the mayor were going back and forth about using the word folks. Go back, because you told me you went back and you watched it. You said the mayor is entitled, as free, under the First Amendment right, to say what he wants. You said this on the record. I'll pull up the video for you right now and play it on this microphone. So what I don't want to see is a double standard from you and say that the mayor can say what he wants, but the councilman can't say anything that he wants.
If you want to go into what the double standard is, first of all, respect what I'm advising. And I'm explaining that this comment is not an issue of First Amendment when you're getting into different types of rights or employee issues. And that's what you're going into, not whether you have a right to speak or comment. And there is no double standard between you and the mayor. If the mayor listens to me, great. You don't listen to me, that's different, right?
Why?
Well, no, if you don't listen to me,
It should
if
be
I'm
great, same
advising
thing.
you of something and you don't listen,
Hold
but if the
on,
mayor,
if
I advise and the mayor listens, there's a difference.
Hold on, so
But
if
what
the
I'm
mayor don't
asking,
listen,
no,
it's okay.
I'm just
If Mo
focusing.
don't listen,
Mayor,
it's not okay?
Council Chair, I'm focusing on the issue.
All right.
I'm asking that he refrain from making any comments about the HR's performance or anything that goes into it because it gets into personnel issues.
Great.
I'm asking you as the chair to advise him not to, because
Do
he's
you know how many-
speaking,
do you know
he's
how many
speaking as a
people-
councilman.
Roger, please, point of order. Listen, do you know how many people have stood over here and have bashed this council or bashed this mayor, and we've let them go? The only difference is this resident has a title of being elected by the people. So if this man's gonna say something like any other, we've had members of the public come up and say council members were racist, that the treasurer's a racist, throwing, Councilman Constant at the time was a drunk. These are things that were said from the public, not saying that he is. By all
Council
means,
Chair.
I am not saying that, because he's not, he actually doesn't drink alcohol, he's never had alcohol. Councilman Constant's a great man. The moral of the story is, people have come out here and said that.
Council, if you're talking about slander, that's one thing. If you're talking about, and I've been attacked by you in different, no disrespect.
Yeah.
But however, if we're talking about employee issues, that's different, Council Chair.
So to say
And I'm
that the
asking,
HR director
I
does
did
not
not
care-
interrupt you,
to say
Council
the
Chair.
HR director does not
I did
care
not
to answer
interrupt
to a
you,
councilman
Council
is a
Chair.
bad thing?
I did not interrupt you, Council Chair. Please do not interrupt me. Let's respect each other, as you asked.
You're right, okay, you got me there.
Thank you, sir. If we can have him not talk about employment performance or issues where he's not talking about any factual, nothing's been presented, there's been no meeting, and that's not an issue to discuss in an open session. I'm just advising him.
Are we done?
To stop. I haven't finished. You're interrupting me again. If you kindly advise him not to go into employment issues.
I'm not his attorney, number one, that would be you.
And I'm advising him not to do it.
And if he doesn't want to take your advice, he doesn't have to. But I also want you to know that there was an email that I was CC'd on that the HR director responded. And if he wants to, I don't know if you read it or not, but the HR director simply says, which has already been discussed because she responded, saying that she was advised by the mayor to not move forward. So Councilman, I don't know if you read that email.
No, that's not correct to what that email said. The email said is to set up, she answered the questions and asked for time to meet or discuss it, which you said verbally, and the mayor advises certain things. If the mayor advises certain things, that's getting into employment issues, Council Chair.
I will read you the email verbatim if you'd like.
Okay, we're trying to get away from discussing
You're right.
personnel issues.
Councilman, go ahead and
Okay?
finish if you'd like.
Thank you, Council Chair.
Either
I'm
follow the
gonna-
direction of the
every-
corporation
okay.
council or
Right.
speak your mind.
Everything I'm going to say from this point on has been said before at a council meeting. Okay, so it's nothing new, no accusations being made. It took over a year to post the job at the Eaton coordinator position. And after a number of times, council directed HR department to post the position. It wasn't posted time after time after time after time for over a year. And once again, the HR director was directed to post 3 ordinance officer jobs. These are all things that were said at council meetings. And that was for over a month ago. These were supposed to be posted. And the jobs were supposed to be filled by May 1st. Now, May 1st is just 1 week away. And with these jobs haven't even been posted yet. I'm wondering who's got more authority here? Us 7 members here elected by the people or HR director appointed by the mayor? It seems like they have more authority than we do. And I'm really upset about it because that's not the way it's supposed to be run. We direct somebody to do something, and it's within our charter rights to direct the administration to perform certain duties, and this was one of them. And I'm very upset about it. And there might be even legal action taken because I believe it's a misdemeanor not to follow city council direction. And that's why I want to just put out there in the open because I've said it before and we've all said that at all the meetings. Thank you.
Chair?
Council Chair, may I respond?
Time out.
By the
One second.
charter?
Hang on,
Please.
1 second, please. Councilman, I'm going to let the corporation council go first. You're going to go second. Again, I don't want to do the back and forth all day today, please. So
I'll
let's
just
keep
read it. I'll just read the charter quickly and I'll move on. 5.3 duties of the mayor, section para A. It shall be the responsibility of the mayor to enforce all of the laws and ordinances of the city. It does not say city council.
Thank you. Thank you so
B,
much.
except as is otherwise provided in this charter, the mayor shall have the power of appointment and removal over all directors, controller, commissions, and boards which are in charge of the several departments of the city. He shall be responsible for the efficient administration of all departments of the city government and shall allocate space to the various departments of the city. 5.3, please read your charter, council.
Council Chair,
Hey,
Council
I'd like
Chair.
to hear from the special legal counsel.
Hold on, guys.
Go ahead.
Time out. Please,
Go ahead.
guys, everybody slow down.
Let the special counsel speak.
I'm going to hold off on hearing from special legal counsel right now. I'm not going to make this turn this into a back and forth, and it's not a debate. I'm going to have you say what you have to
I just
say.
want to respond to Councilman Winslow.
Go ahead.
His defense.
This is public, this is
Right,
on
right,
agenda
but I
items.
mean, no, it's not, but I have the right to respond to him. I want to respond to him. And I do agree with Councilman Winslow that when council does put a resolution in, passes, we control the budget at the end of the day, and we got to vote positions and heads in. It's simple. These positions are in front of us tonight. We can hold off on our votes. It's simple. There's nothing to argue.
Thank you. Anything else on public, on anything on agenda items only? I'm so sorry, Gary, I'm just going to hold off. I don't want to turn this into a back and forth. Councilman, please forgive me on this one. I said that I'm going to control the order of this meeting. I don't want to turn this into a courtroom, please. Roger, moving forward, unless I'm asking for your opinion, I don't want to keep doing this back and forth where you're giving us an opinion constantly on every single issue. Please, thank you. Next up, we have fund transfers and current claims.
Council Chair.
Councilman Saab.
I move that the Dearborn Heights City Council approve current claims and ACH wire transfers 6-1 through 6-34, 6-37, and 6-39 through 6-46 as submitted.
Second.
Motion made by Councilman Saab, second by Councilman Ahmad. Council Chair Pro Tem Ahmad, any discussion?
Yes.
Councilman Saab.
I would like to pull 2 items. Item number 15.
Tell me what that is, sir.
So I just want to know, I brought this up to Roger yesterday. Why are we, I'm just kind of curious to know this, and I know it's illegal. Why are we messing with the police pension or looking into the police pensions and supervisor and command and patrol pensions through a different law firm than we use for labor? And again, I've asked the Corporation Council many times on bills that opinions, and these opinions are paid by public money, and every time when we ask him for anything, some of these opinions are regarding our own emails, he says it's confidential. So anything that's confidential and that we can't see, I believe that whoever orders these should be paying for them out of pocket, not the taxpayer. So I'd like that to be removed, and I'd like Item 45, which is Lead Lion, says it's $3,900 for a repair at the
Hold on,
golf
Councilman.
course,
Hold on. Slow down for a second. You want to remove 45,
and 15.
45 and 15?
Yep.
You want to remove lead line for, what is your reasoning?
So I want proof of what the work they did was and the extent of the work. I
Have you
don't,
reached out to anybody regarding it?
I did. I had Mr. Deeb, I actually sent him an email. He put a flash drive yesterday night in my mailbox. I have not gone through it, so until we look at it and see what the scope of the work
Councilman,
was.
did you say 15?
15.
15 is sanitation.
I'm so sorry, number 39.
Right.
Hold on a second.
Perkins
Not
Law
15.
Group?
Yep, Perkins. I'm sorry, not 15, 39, correction.
Any other discussion?
Yes, there's also, where is it on here? I'm trying to find it. What's going on with this? 1 second. Number 20. The statement says here that they moved 50 yards of debris. I passed by the site and took personal pictures on my phone. There's debris all over that place on site still.
Is this on the site
We're
for,
right behind Blue Moon.
on the emergency one with the mayor?
Yeah, but they said they removed all the debris from there. There's garbage piled up right in the center of that thing, right where the grass is cut.
I mean, it could have potentially been debris that potentially went back from the rain or the snow. I mean, you're on Telegraph.
But it says they disposed of debris.
I mean. Council Chair. Mayor, 1 second. You got number 10. Okay. I'm sorry, that's number 20?
20.
Okay, I'm going to hear from Roger first, and then I'm going to go to the mayor. Any other more, councilman?
And that's it for now.
Any other council members, actually, on fund transfers and current claims?
Council Chair,
Yes.
is the issue with that retaining wall on these fund transfers, current claims? Is it on there?
It is.
That's a one.
Number 20.
It is number 20? Because I had a friend of mine look at it, and that the hydraulic moving of that wall is strictly, in his opinion, 100% due to the earth. Nothing to do with roots. It's the entire length of that wall is leaning in because it's not supported properly. It was a cinder block wall built without the proper, I can't remember what you referred to. You go into the dirt like 8 feet with like a T thing, keeps the wall from getting pressed out. And he said that it had little to do with the roots until we get something that says it was the roots that caused that wall to, because as a taxpayer, I don't want to pay to have that wall, someone's property, personal property repaired.
Okay, well, that one's 20 is on there to
Okay.
remove. We're going to hear from Roger first on the Perkins, and then we can hear on the mayor on number 20, which would be Gray's Outdoor Services LLC. Any other council members on
Thank you.
any of them? Yes, Councilwoman? Ryan?
Yes, thank you. I'm wondering why we still owe Pat Milliken Ford for repairs on a 2040 Explorer from September of last year.
Okay, do you want to remove that, or you just want a question on it?
I'm questioning why it's still outstanding.
And that's number 37. Guys, I just want to say this to make some of the meetings go a little faster. If we may, moving forward, if you have these concerns on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Monday, send an email. CC myself and those who you feel that are in charge. Like, and I don't mean this councilman in any way, but put me and the mayor and the corporation council, maybe council chair pro tem, in your concerns. And if they don't respond, that way we can then say, okay, well, we didn't get a response, we're gonna move it. Or maybe they do give us a response. Or maybe you want it on the record, and I totally respect it. The route of it could have been, I had questions with, 45, 20, and 37. This is what Roger told me. I didn't like it. I'd still like it removed until I can get further. Just moving forward, so we're not spending 20, 30, 40 minutes on agenda items, or I'm sorry, on fund transfers and current claims.
Sorry, Council Chair, just to interrupt. The last meeting, we asked for pictures and proof.
I agree. I'm 100% with you on 20.
Unless I wasn't put an email, because he never includes me in any emails, I didn't get nothing.
So I'm just asking, I didn't get any either, Mayor. I know we requested
I
that.
did send it to you guys. The
I didn't get
pictures-
it.
The pictures?
Yeah, to you and the council pro tem. I can find it.
I didn't see it.
Okay. Roger, I'm going to have you go first and then the mayor.
Yeah, I'll try to be quick. I think your suggestion to have the councilman just send us, if he has objections to certain things to pull, I'll be happy to answer it. I know a lot of why we bring sometimes a second opinion in. We're dealing with retiree healthcare benefits. Obviously, unions don't represent retirees. There are specific terms or requests from unions that come into the negotiations, and the experts we bring in are experts in those areas. I will not get into the details, obviously, because of collective bargaining that's ongoing. Our patrol and command officers' union contracts are coming up again shortly. We're currently still in our firefighters' negotiations as of yesterday and Thursday. I think that how the issue of responding to Councilman Saab, I know February 14th, I gave him an opinion. I did get a second opinion from Don Denal's firm on the issue of non-FOIA and FOIA requests for ongoing investigations within the police department. Yes, I have my opinion, and I checked it out with a second attorney that has more experience than I do with that area, and I did respond on February 14th, the councilman, and I sent it to the mayor as well. But like I said, if I get it beforehand, I can properly respond to Councilman Saab. I will be happy to do it if he could just let me know the ones he's taken off. He could email me tonight, and I'll respond to him by tomorrow.
Thank you. Mayor, on item number 20, did you get the email?
No.
Yeah. I didn't.
I'm gonna look for it, but
All
I
right,
did
it's
send
okay.
it the next
It was
day.
you're probably doing it, somebody probably got stuck in a draft, who knows? We're gonna give everybody the benefit of the doubt. We're all gonna have good vibes today.
Okay, again, that wall, it's not a true statement, the hydraulics. When you have any kind of erosion with water erosion, the wall was, you had a bunch of debris underneath the wall, and you also have the roots and the trees that were taken down, but they never took the roots out. So you have water erosion under the wall, and I don't know if you guys been by that location to see the wall, how it's leaning.
I did, I
The
saw, I
owner
actually drove by it
actually
right
had to
after.
put wood just to support the wall because of the stuff that was caused. Again, stuff that the city has put when they had construction. It is city property. It's not that, the entity next door. It is city property, and it was our issue. So when you have roots and you have water, a lot of rain coming through that area, the stuff is gonna get underneath, the water's gonna get underneath the wall, and it's gonna cause a lot of water erosion. That's why the wall was tilting. And again, we were trying to prevent from the wall falling to the entity, the next door, and it would have caused a lot bigger damage. And if there's vehicles, then the city is liable for it, because we caused the damage. The debris was removed that was underneath the wall, and they did have a backhoe that was actually taking out the roots, and they were putting them in trucks, and they did send that to DPW. So they did take out a lot of debris that was underneath the wall.
Council Chair, can we clarify, is that wall is owned by the city?
The stuff that we put behind the wall was our responsibility. So there was some stuff that was done. There was some water main repair a few years ago, I was told. They took that debris and they put it next to the wall. It was putting a lot of pressure on the wall. I could tell you if they,
That wall was built by the business that was there, because that was a slope, and they cut it into the slope, built a wall, so they could have a flat area. And whoever built that wall did it wrong. And I don't think it's the city's obligation to fix that wall that somebody messed up in the past. Probably pretty expensive to repair that wall, I imagine.
well, it was our damage, because we, like I said, we took out a lot of trees and we didn't take out the roots. And there was a lot of repair that was done in the area, that we put pressure on the wall from our side. And building directors already talked to you guys at the last meeting, that he actually looked at it and it was on the verge of tipping over.
Still like to see pictures?
You can go by there, look at the wall right now.
I did, and it's full of trash. You know, the wall is leaning.
Guys, hey, point of order, come on. Come on. I don't wanna do the back and forth, please. You want to remove, Mayor, just send us the photos that you can. Clearly, there's some photos that still show debris. Maybe Grace can go back out there. That is a hefty bill of $10,000. I'd like to see it to be, extremely clean. I mean, I can only imagine the debris that's gonna come from Telegraph, but not that amount of debris is gonna come out, so. You can have them go back out there. Council members, what do you guys like to do on this one? Right now, Councilman Saab is asking to remove the lead lion,
Perkins,
and,
Gray's Outdoor.
and Gray's Outdoor. I don't know how I feel about removing lead lion. If this is something that they've done work, you said they're doing it at the golf course, and we've already contracted out with them. I don't know. But if you guys want to go ahead and remove it, or if you're still waiting to get information from Mr. Deeb, I will honor that, but I don't think we should just keep going after lead line just to remove lead line.
I'm not going after the lion. It's just, the scope of work does not justify the payment.
Okay. What do you mean, the $2,000?
$4,000. Where are you getting $2,000 from?
$3,900.
Council Chair.
Yeah. Councilman Constant, go ahead.
Well, the opinion
What
from
number's lead line?
Ken Wilson of
45
the
years.
Perkins Law Group, he's the former head of labor relations for Wayne County. I noted the city attorney said, there's often dispute or conflict between the retirees and the rank and file serving members of any particular union. So the bill is for a whole $1,575. So I don't, other than it's not the law firm we usually use, I don't see any reason not to pay the Perkins Law Group.
Okay.
Get out there and start patrolling, Frank.
Frank, you got a lot to do.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you for your service.
Okay,
Council Chair, I'm sorry, Councilwoman, what was your number again?
37.
37. Are we doing something about 37?
Pat Milliken?
I mean, to be honest with you, I missed this one too. I mean, it says here, there's two dates that the vehicle was released from service in September, then it was crossed off, then it's September 14th of last year. Then there's another one that says it was released from service on March 21st, 2024.
15th.
No, it says here March 21st.
That's a different vehicle. I'm talking about the Explorer. The 2040.
Oh, there is.
The one you're talking about on March is
727 VIN
17,
number, yeah, you're right. Okay, so
2017.
there are two different vehicles. So I guess it just got released from service on March 21st. That's why they're billing right now.
There's several vehicles.
Correct. But she's saying, the councilwoman, she's saying that one of them was released
see that
back in
one?
September. Why now? Why they sent it now?
Yeah, she has a point. It says released September 14th.
Yeah.
Why are you paying it 6 months later?
Somebody just didn't submit it, and it
Sounds like it.
I mean, at the same time, they call it a blanket orders. So I don't know if they keep them together. I'm not sure. You know, Mayor?
That's what it looks like. I mean, it is a blanket order, and I don't know how often they bill, but I haven't seen a bill from them for a while. And again, they service several vehicles.
Up to you, whatever you'd like to do, Mayor.
That's okay, as long as we get it paid.
Okay, so you want to keep it on?
Council
Okay.
Chair?
Yes, Council.
Just really brief, because I don't want to drag us on. I've got a great working relationship with Pat Milliken Ford. They're my dealership. But why did we start going outside the city to have our vehicles worked on? I mean, we had I think all of our repairs were done within the city limits, the businesses in the city.
I thought we also just hired a full-time mechanic, didn't we, Mayor?
Okay, they don't do full-blown mechanical work, and there's no dealer in Dearborn Heights.
Is it
There's no Ford
warranty
dealer.
work or something like that? Warranty or?
No, we're paying for it.
Those
It can't be
those are
warranted.
out of warranty. 2020 vehicle,
Yeah.
and you had a 16, there's no warranty on these vehicles.
It's something we should look into, maybe see if we can find some businesses in the city of Dearborn Heights to maintain our vehicles. I don't remember going outside to different dealerships.
Always
in the
use
past.
dealers, Councilman.
I don't know, I mean, who was doing it before?
We've used dealers before. We've used Village
I will,
Ford.
I will agree with the mayor on this one. I do recall us always going through a dealership.
That's not true. They used to use Discount House right here, tire.
We used
on-
Matt's
tire.
Discount Tire.
Yeah,
or
Discount
whatever.
right here,
Yeah.
right on Beach and
Cooper's.
Dearborn.
But we used
Council
to, we
Chair?
always used, yeah, I probably.
Council
Not
Chair,
cars
we
under
were
warranty.
using places like Discount Tire, because I remember
Yes.
approving those bills. And what was the other one? Matt's.
I think we even used Cooper's. Both of them are in
No, well, that's what I
Dearborn.
mean, like, we've always
Yes.
used but Coopers and Discount Tires are a bigger corporation. It's not
No,
like.
No, they're
not
not.
They're
Discount.
in our city.
City.
We've
They're in our
done
city.
work with
Mom and
them a
pop.
lot.
Discount in Dearborn Heights, or that's
Well,
Dearborn?
I don't know if it's
Dearborn Heights.
Discount. It used to be on Warren and Beach and then
Oh,
we
okay,
moved
I'm
to the
thinking
south
the one on
end.
Ford Road.
Yeah, they're in Dearborn,
Yeah.
on Van Born Road.
Van Born
So you
Road.
think this was never approved, this dealership?
I don't recall. Maybe it's something we can look into. You know, let's take
Yeah,
care of
moving
this
forward, if we
bill.
could just find services in our city,
We have
that's
to go
all.
to a dealer.
Huh?
We have to go to a dealer. Some work has to be done by a dealer.
That's not
These
under
are police
warranty.
vehicles.
These aren't under warranty.
Yeah, if
It'd
it's
be
not under
cheaper.
warranty, you don't have to go through a dealer.
It'd be cheaper to go through like a local.
That's okay,
mechanic.
moving forward, Mayor, let's just go, that's all. Can we agree to that, Mayor?
I'll look into it.
Say yes. Okay, so we are removing, Madam Clerk, 20, 45, and 39. Are you sure you want to remove the Perkins Law Group, too?
Yes.
Council Chair, can I have the councilman give me a written explanation of his
I don't
objection
think he needs to, Council.
so I can respond? Thank you.
Thank you, Roger. All right,
When I have time, I'll respond, Roger. Send me an email.
come on, guys, come on. Wow, I'm losing everything over here. Any other discussion? I hope not. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Councilman Saab, will you be amending your motion to remove
Yes, I'll
20,
be-
30, I'm sorry, 20, 39, and 45?
Yes.
I support.
You're amending your motion? Okay, Madam Clerk, you got that? George, are we good? Any other discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries. Next up, consideration of bids from Council Chair Pro Tem Ahmad, City Council videographer bid.
Council Chair.
I'm gonna let the Councilman Ahmad take this one. Sorry, Councilman Saab.
I move that the Dearborn Heights City Council award the bid for City Council videographer to keep creating for a total cost of $11,200 as outlined in 7-A.
Support.
Motion made by Councilman Ahmad, seconded by Councilman Saab. Any discussion on this? I will say a couple of things. I see the bid that you put forward. Thank you
Yes,
for getting us
Council.
the three bid. The gentleman that will be working on here does great work. I've seen a lot of his stuff. It's a great deal. Believe it or not, all three of them, all the three bidders are phenomenal videographers. They are all amazing videographers. They all do great things in the city. Some are, do things at the legislative, or in the state or at the federal level. Some do more local business. And some try to incorporate just kind of both. And, so I appreciate you looking out and getting those bids. And I just want you guys to know the councilman was able to go in. This was something that he worked really hard on, back and forth, trying to find other people, get quotes, saying, give me a quote, speaking with them, meeting with them, doing this all on his own time. And this is something, again, this is a part-time job that we do, and he went above and beyond, so.
Council Chair?
Pro Tem,
Council
thank you.
Chair?
Thank you.
Can we have the councilman give us the residents a brief description of
Yeah,
what
sure,
this
that's what I was
is?
going to talk about. So thank you, Council Chair.
Why don't you go to the podium?
Thank you, Council Chair. So in the front of the honorable body, we have three bids. We've been talking since last year to have different campaigns for the city residents. One of them is the blight campaign that we've been talking about that previous Councilman Ray Muscat was passionate about. So we had an approval for budget last year to have videos on social media and hopefully cable where we can showcase our city and at the same time, inform the residents on some stuff, what to do, what not to do, and especially like the blight campaign, safety issues, school zone issues. I know Ms. King, she's passionate about this too. We've been talking about it. So I did reach about for different videographers in the area, local videographers. I'm well aware of their good work, like Council Chair said. They do beautiful work. We had some conversation back and forth, and I was lucky to get those bids, to be honest, that, those numbers. So the one I made the motion, I hope the honorable body would approve so we can move forward because I guess late better than never. This bid is for 8 videos, and this is, this is really a good price. So I hope this honorable body would go ahead and approve this so we can move forward and showcase our beautiful city and invite more residents in. Thank you, Council Chair.
I believe our Corporation Counsel Roger had some comments.
Yes, thank you, Council Chair. I appreciate the hard work of Councilman Ahmed. I know him and I met and talked to some other companies as well. I don't know if we can have a presentation of this organization before you take it to a vote, as well as the other 2 or 3 companies that were also bidding, because I don't know the scope of services of what the others, I see numbers, but I don't see what towns, because the companies, Councilman Ahmed, you would agree, that we did talk to, some have worked with publications, marketing, and different issues. I don't see that in this proposal here, and I would like a fair opportunity to have the other companies just do their presentation as well. Maybe we could do a study session, and then take it to vote so we can see, other than just numbers, scope of services of each company and what we're paying for.
Thank you,
Council
Roger.
Chair.
Hang on, you can have an opinion. You can have an opinion.
Okay. I just want to respond to that. I'm not
Yes.
going to say anything.
I did touch base
I do
with
want to. I don't want to thank Corp Counsel. We met a few times, and actually, he met with me with I guess the winning bid. This guy we met with in person. One other person we met over Zoom or over video, but it does show the scope of services. But again, it's whatever you paid for. We're not looking for something like a huge campaign that's going to go all over the country. We're just looking for a social media campaign. We're trying to work with our own budget.
100%.
Our Corp Counsel, he has different views, but that view is going to cost us thousands of dollars, which is at this time with the city budget, I don't think we're capable to do right now. So I would say, let's just start with somebody at least. We'll see. We're going to, try the first video, see what happens. We can go from there.
Thank you so much. Roger, thank you for your opinion. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Ayes have it. Councilman, congratulations on your first bid.
Thank you, Council.
You're welcome. I didn't mean to slam that so hard, guys.
You did.
All right, next up, we have 7D, Director Conrad Bid Award, Street and Sidewalk Repair Contract 2024-2026.
Council Chair,
Councilwoman Breyer.
I'd like to make a motion that the Dearborn Heights City Council award the bid for concrete street and sidewalk repair to Luigi Fernande and Son Cement Company in the amount of $1,141,849.20, and authorize the comptroller to return the bid bonds to the unsuccessful bidders. This contract will be for the 2024, 2025, 2026 construction season, with the option to extend to the 2027 construction season at the city council's discretion. In addition, authorize the mayor and clerk to sign the contract, the comptroller and treasurer to issue payments as outlined in 7B. And of all the bids received, this was the lowest.
Thank you so much. A motion made by Councilwoman Breyer, seconded by Councilman Constant. Any discussion?
Yes. So I got a few phone calls from contractors regarding this contract. And one was a company that's worked for the city for years, pretty much told me that the contract itself was missing so many items that they couldn't bid them out. They didn't know where the manholes, how deep the manholes, how many stacks they were supposed to, how thick, or anything, and it's just, they didn't have time to bid it. And I just want to know that, Councilwoman Breyer here said it's the lowest bid. The lowest bid's not always the best bid. As you could see, the quality that we got with the concrete work last year from the city, the contractors the city had, everything is peeling. So I just want Mr. Conrad, if he's
He's right in front of you.
Oh, Mr. Conrad, how are you?
Very good.
This bid, was there items missing on the,
No.
nothing was?
So this is not your typical contract that, we have specific locations for repair. These are items that are damaged during water main breaks, storm damage from trees where, sidewalk would get uplifted. We get a call that there is a failing catch basin or manhole and the pavement settling.
So that's why there isn't, how many stacks of bricks, because they're as needed. And this is over a 3-year period, this contract. So I, have maybe, 50 to 70 locations now for water main breaks and service repairs. But, this contract is going to serve way more than 70 locations. So it's an as-need contract. The items are listed in there, so that when we need those items, they'll have them. And the quantities that are on the contract are basically an average of what we encounter each year, multiplied by 3 years. So, if a contractor is looking for, a job, a spec with specific locations and quantities, this is not his contract. He shouldn't be bidding on this. This is, an as-need. But we had over 100 looks at the contract. 100 people downloaded this contract. We got 11 bids. So, it's not the contract for everybody to bid,
Right.
That's a lot. Thank you.
So another question for you, Director. Have you ever worked with this company before in the city?
I have not, but I do have friends that have. I talked to a friend last week when I found out who the low bid was. He did work with them in Livonia 2 years ago. Last year, he did work with them in Farmington and in Romulus. He said they do good work. They get in, they get out. The project he said they did in Romulus was a $800,000 contract that they took care of in like 3 months. And he didn't have anything bad to say about him. He said, if they did have a couple small issues, they were right there to correct them.
Okay. Thank you.
He said they've been in business 30 years also.
Sounds good.
While you're up here, a little off topic. And we're almost in May, and the phone call started. My tree, my tree, my tree. We're in budget season. And I know that we have a company that we hired that you said is from Sterling Heights, but they're the best and they're amazing and they're gonna do 1, 2, 3, and we have a separate one just that's gonna do all of our tree stumps and it's gonna be great. Right, we were painting this great picture. I'm still kind of feeling like things are still very slow. I know you're lifting your eyebrow and you're like, why don't we do this? Why don't we hire more than just one company? Why don't we have 3 companies so that we're not being delayed because they're out on one block or because of this, they're on this one street? Why don't we have 3 companies contracted with us?
We could. Do you have the money? I hate to tell you, but I'm over budget now. And I still got 2 months to go.
Okay, I have one other question for you. Do we have, what's that, Councilwoman?
I agree, we're over budget.
Yeah. I have a question. Do we have a plan with this 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 12-year list? Because 3 years ago, I was told this person is on the list. I'm telling you, I'm not making it up. That person is still on that list. And then we go back and we said, well, we're prioritizing certain areas and certain people, and depending on the tree, it's not an answer. And it's not a good answer. I know this is not the time to do it, but I am going to be bringing this up in my closing remarks. And I want to move forward. I want to have a solution to this. I don't want to hear I'm already over budgeted, because that's not a solution. And you know what we need to do, Mayor? We need to find out more money to go be able to help out our residents instead of just saying, I can't help you, or I can't trim your tree, or I can't take down your tree.
I agree.
If they're dead trees, and residents, our lives could be potentially in danger from branches falling to smashing windows, because I have pictures, right? Or every time there's a big storm that swings over, you got a branch flying to the other side or being ripped out of the ground because the roots are dead. Why are we putting ourselves in jeopardy? Why are we putting ourselves in danger? Why aren't we being proactive? So I know this isn't the time to do it because we're about to vote on this, but I want you to know moving forward, you're going to be hearing from me a lot on this issue, and I'm not going to be quiet on this no more. It's like the blight in the city, and it's also the tree issue in our city. Some of these trees are 2, 3, 4, 500 years old, and they're not being maintained or they're dead. I mean, it's insane.
We can do a video on it too if you want.
We are going to do a video on it. Sorry, I'm very emotional on this tree because I've gotten over 100 phone calls this week from the same people from last year telling me, hey, this is the year. I have a text right now that I haven't answered the guy in the last 4 days, and I love clearing up all my notifications, but I can't read this because the show, I read it. But I'm avoiding this person for the last 2 years because I have nothing to tell him about his tree other than next year, in the fall, in the spring, in the fall. I can't answer anymore. One of the reasons why former Council Chairman Dave Abdullah didn't run was because he was constantly being told a different thing, or nothing was being done.
Council Chair?
Councilman Wenzel.
The tree, I was gonna bring up the tree in my remarks later too, but I think we should look into, our tree ordinance where it allows a resident to remove a perfectly healthy tree on city property. On Parker Street, 1 block away from me, they went like 3 blocks and must have removed at least 10 trees, 10 at least. And I got calls from residents, why are they removing that tree? It's perfectly healthy. And I know these trees. And it's because of our tree ordinance, we allow a resident to pay for a tree to be removed on the city property between the sidewalk and the street. If we just concentrated on trees that needed to be removed because of disease or a dead tree or bad branches, I think we'd have a lot more time to take care of the important issues instead of having a tree removed that someone just doesn't like.
Thank you, Councilman. All right. Any other comments on 7B on the sidewalk repair contract? Hearing none, all in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Conrad. Conrad. Next up, we got reports from mayor, reports from city officials, IT Director Cooper, Microsoft 365 license increase.
Council Chair,
Councilman Constant.
I move that the Dearborn Heights City Council approve the licensing increase for the city's current contract with SHI for Microsoft 365 that will end February 2025 to step up 30 GI licenses to G3 versions and add Extra Plan 1 for all users while adding enterprise, mobility, and security for most laptops. Funding will be broken down in the following manner as outlined in 9A.
Support. Motion made by Councilman Constant, second by Councilman Ahmad. Any discussion? Hearing none.
Council Chair?
Oh.
Is this that was it 30,000? Is that an increase of 30,000 or is that the total?
We've already paid, we're entering our 3rd year of our contract. We've already paid it because you have to prepay it. This is an increase for our final year of our third
So
year.
an increase of 30,000. For
Correct.
how long?
Till February of 2025.
So a little bit less than a year.
Yep, and it's actually a little bit cheaper now because it's based on
2025,
time.
maybe.
I've got an updated quote from them, so it actually is cheaper because now when I got the quote, it was 12 months. Technically, we're now at 11 months with it. I've actually got the quote where it's actually a little bit cheaper because
Can you give me
it's
that
per
number?
month. So
What's that final number?
27.
Okay. Madam
Council
Clerk,
Chair?
can you let that reflect that?
Can, this new higher technology or whatever, that's like, shoo, right here, man. And, but can we get something that we can read our emails on our phone?
Yeah, I can read my emails on my phone.
Can you?
Yeah, I'll set it up for you.
He was told me we can't transfer them to our phone.
No, you
can?
can. That's the
Originally you told me
Microsoft
that.
365. You want to use the Microsoft Outlook application. And that's kind of what this is, these increases is to actually provide more security. Multi-factor authentication is coming, and this is something that's going to help
Can you help me
ease with
set that up so I can get it on my phone?
Not a problem. Let's make an appointment.
Yeah, I can help you too, by the way. You can send emails.
It's literally put your email address into the Microsoft Outlook application, and it sets itself up.
Okay, great, awesome.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Director.
Next up, we have Council Chairman Pro Tem Ahmad on Charter Section 5.15.
Council Chair.
Councilman Ahmad.
I move that the Dearborn Heights City Council receive, know, and file the mayoral appointments of department heads in accordance with Section 5.15 of the city charter as outlined in 9-B.
Support. Motion made by Councilman Ahmad, seconded by Councilman Constant. Any discussion?
Council Chair.
Councilman Ahmad.
I have just two maybe questions to the mayor. Mayor, Mr. Deeb, doesn't he have to be on this list? Isn't he a director?
Council Chair,
Yep. Mayor, thank you for following that.
and in my pleasure. He's a city engineer, not a director.
So he's not a director of his department? And are we going to do something about the emergency director? Aren't we supposed to amend the budget to make him full-time, or?
It's already in the budget.
Yeah, but we haven't amended the budget. Remember
I
I sent you that?
understand, but he's still the director, but we requested an amendment. It's gonna be in the budget, request.
Yeah,
For
and this
next
new
year.
request
Yeah.
for the next year. This
How about
year,
this
though, we
year?
have to amend it, because we've been paying him as full-time.
But he's still, we have money for the budget.
You're saying you still have the money in the budget to pay him
from
full-time,
last
even though it was.
year. Yeah, for this current year.
You don't want, so you don't want to come before us and ask us, just say amend it?
Well, there's raises that we want to also propose, but, you guys requested to wait for the budget. Per your request, Council Chair.
Yeah, Mayor, this isn't what I'm talking about. His position is full-time.
No, I understand, but there's one, but we made a bunch of adjustments, then you guys said wait for the budget.
And that's not what, you're talking, I'm talking. What I'm saying
Okay,
is.
well, be specific to, and I'll do it, Council Chair.
All right, I'm gonna be a
Send me
little
an
more
email
specific.
and
Yeah, no,
spell
I
that
said we're
out,
not gonna be
please.
hostile today. Listen, I love you, man. We're not gonna be hostile. You're a
I'm
good
not
man.
hostile.
You're a good man.
I'm being.
I know. Hang on. I'm gonna tell it to you. You ready?
No, just send me a request, Council
Well,
Chair.
I'm gonna say it to you real quick. We're not gonna go. Psh, psh. We're gonna talk about it real quick. And I respectfully mean this, by the way, Mayor. I do. I really respectfully mean it. The position, and Roger, please chime in if you'd like. The position was part-time. It was actually came before us to switch it to part-time. I get that there's still money that's in there that can cover the full-time salary to the end of the year. I'm comprehending what the mayor's saying. However, the position was that we voted to switch it to part-time when Lee Gavin was there. And then Lee Gavin retired, and then we had, fill me in with his name again? Bob Ancroft filled it in as part-time. We hired Mr. Farhat, and we said this position is gonna be full-time. I sent an email, Mayor, thank you so much, congratulations, this is a great appointment. Just make sure you bring it back to us so we can change it and do a budget amendment, making sure that it's a full-time position. I get that the 45,000 or the 50,000 or the 20,000 is still in there to cover enough, even though we're paying them for full-time. I comprehend that. You still have to come before this body and say, hey, I'm switching it to a full-time position. Because now what you're saying is, well, I just rolled it into this new budget. Yeah, great. You rolled it into this new budget. It doesn't tell me that you're switching this position from part-time to full-time. It's all combined into one. We haven't even gotten to that one. So all I'm saying is, just avoid the headache. Throw it on there. I don't see anybody that's gonna say no on it. All we're asking is just proper policy and procedure.
Council Chair.
Yes.
Again, I followed your instructions. I did put it out for an amendment, and you guys said
No,
no, bring
you
it
put
up.
other, you never put,
Not that one individually, but I put all the other stuff that you.
I know, and we said no to it.
Okay,
Said
you
keep it
want
to the
one
budget.
individually? I'll put it in as individually.
Thank you so much. And can you bring that one to us so that we can vote on it in the next meeting?
You guys can do an amendment now, because you guys do suspend the rules anytime.
We're not gonna do that, Mayor. Just bring it over,
Just say-
all right?
Council Chair.
Council Chair,
Hang on, guys. Councilman
not-
Saab is first, then
I'm
Councilman.
not done yet.
Oh, you're still talking?
I was still talking.
Wow.
So, Council Chair, I brought this forward because I wanted to be not in violation of Section 5.15 of the City Charter. We were supposed to go over this, the date was supposed to be April 15th. And that's why my second was to the mayor, that aren't you supposed to bring in the corporation council appointment and the assessor appointment to the city council for approval?
This, Council Chair?
Mayor, thank you
That's-
again.
No problem, my pleasure. The assessor is a contract, so it's a separate contract that you guys approved, I believe, a couple of years ago.
Correct, but per the city charter, section 5.15, you want me to read the section 5.15? Except otherwise provided in this charter, all department heads and members of the commissions on board of the city government, whether the same be established by this charter or by an act of council, shall be appointed by the mayor. The names of such appointees shall be certified in writing to the city clerk on or before the third Monday in April, following each regular biennial city election, and at such other times as may be required to fill vacancies or to replace any head of a department or member of a commission or board who shall have been removed from office, provided, however, that the corporation council and the assessor shall be appointed by the mayor, and such appointment shall not be effective until confirmed by a majority of the city council.
Council Chair?
Yes, Mayor, thank you again.
No problem, my pleasure. So again, we have a contract for the assessor that you guys approved. So if you guys want it on here, we'll put it on, but you guys approved it as a contract because that position is contract position.
And Council Chair, under, Chair, may I?
Hang on one second.
Council.
Yes. Councilwoman?
We asked Attorney Perry.
Well, hang on one second, before I honor that, but Councilman, are you done? And then I'm gonna let the mayor go first, then Roger, and if you'd like to say
Oh.
things based on the request.
Before the mayor and Roger waiting to speak.
Okay, then I'm gonna let the mayor finish, you, Roger, the councilwoman, and then our special legal counsel. So Mayor, I'm gonna let you go first.
I already said it, Council Chair.
Okay.
It was in the contract, but if you guys want it on here, I'll put it on at the next
Thank
meeting.
you.
So what about the corporation council, if that's censored that way?
Where does it say that, in fact, when you look at under 5.5 duties to the city clerk, on this section 5.5F, it says, she shall give the proper officials of the city ample notice of the expiration or termination of any official bonds, franchises, contracts, agreements, and terms. That's not been done, and that would be a prerequisite to what you're saying in 5.15.
So which
And I'm
one are you
saying
reading,
that-
Council?
I'm looking under 5.5 duties of the city clerk, and I've not seen anything, it should have been January, February, should have been brought up, if anything's expiring to renew any clauses. So 5.15 is not in a vacuum, it's in conjunction with 5.5. And I think that how the process, and last year we ran into the same problem when I started, that we had a number of the expiration terms had not been done. So we had to catch up, and the clerk's office eventually did that, but I've not seen that. I think the last thing we saw was October, November of last year, or even before that. So I think looking at this and putting this together, before you go for expiration of the terms, you have to have notice. And which ones are expiring, which ones are up, and they're not all at the same time.
Thank you, Roger. Councilman Saab, you were next.
So I see this
Councilwoman,
list. I also had concerns. So
Maxwell.
what about the directors at the police department? Why aren't they on here?
If you're looking at the director, I look at the duties of the mayor under 5.3. The mayor shall have the power of appointment and removal over all directors, controller, commissions, and boards which are in charge of the several departments of the city. It doesn't say a time frame for this. In fact, under the provision of the charter, the mayor shall be the chief administrative and executive head of the city. He shall be, and that gives him the exercise of the city powers conferred.
Right.
And the powers under A, B, C, D, J, responsible, you word is shall, not may, shall, be responsible for the efficient administration of all departments of the city government and shall allocate all space, various departments of the city.
So
The directors fall under that. In fact, that's what, part of what the lawsuit that we're involved in, without getting into details, is the power of the mayor to appoint the directors, which, not directorships per se, directors.
Okay.
And I'm talking a lot, I apologize.
All right, so my thing is I'm following, is the directors that are listed within the charter, not directors you just make up. So if there's directors that are on here that we're paying, they're not on here, and you got to concur with council. These are positions that are not part of the charter. So,
But every position is part of the charter. and
okay,
reflected
I'd
in
like
the
to make
charter.
a, I'd like to make a director of the chambers.
If you want, like you set up a,
Okay, Roger, hang on. No, one
I
second,
apologize.
please, point of order. I
This
asked
is
you
an
to go
honest
through the
question.
chair.
I was responding
Councilman,
to Council Chair.
Hang on. Councilwoman Menalowski Maxwell, I'm gonna have you go next.
I was going to say, we need to hear from,
Special legal counsel, please. I'm
Special
gonna have you
legal counsel.
brief us in this on real quick.
yeah.
Okay.
Roger, we're not having a debate. And please, Gary, I don't wanna have this as a back and forth.
Well, I'll try not to. At the same time, to inform you.
Yes, inform this.
I need to inform you.
Yes.
Basically, there's a real inconsistency with what has been stated with respect to the city clerk is supposed to inform everyone of what is in the city charter. The city charter specifically states under section 5.15D, unless a definite term of office is specified in the charter for the head of any department of this city government, such department head or heads shall hold office at the discretion of the mayor, provided, however, that no officer, which is a more expansive term, shall continue to hold office after the third Monday in April following the regular biannual city election unless he shall be reappointed to a new term. That specifically states that anyone who is an appointed officer must be reappointed, and with respect to the Corporation Council and the City Assessor, their appointments by the, sections 5.13 and sections 5.14, as well as section 5.15A, must be approved by a majority of the council. And so it's very clear that the council is a body, majority of the council must approve both the city assessor and the corporation council. With regard to the city assessor, the contract that exists, which I wrote the original and any of the amendments to, basically states that if there is an issue with respect to reappointing the city assessor, the contract shall terminate. So it is made to basically make sure that everyone is in compliance with the city charter. So I know that there was some issue. Anthony Fuoco and his company is the company, or was his company. His daughter's Kim Comer, who is supposed to be transitioning to take care of things. I'm not sure what they worked out, but one of them should be reappointed to comply with section 5.14 of the charter, as well as to comply with section 5.15 of the charter. And then with respect to, I just need to comment on one thing that Councilman Saab said. All the other department heads, other than the Corp Council and the city assessor, they don't have to end up being approved by you. The mayor has the right to appoint them. Obviously, however, if you don't provide for a budget for them, then the mayor can't pay them, right? So that's where you have some control and input with regard to this. But the Corporation Council and the city assessor, you clearly have the ability to decide what ends up happening in terms of that appointment. So hopefully I've covered everything that.
Thank you so much. And I want to make things very clear. I can tell you myself, I'm very, very proud and happy with our city assessor's office. I think Kim does a phenomenal job. She's very informative. I see her staring out there, sitting in the back. There has never been a time where I've called her, even outside of city of Dearborn Heights, things like what's happening in, a different city. She was responsive. Oh, I know, the assessor in that city. So she's a huge asset to Dearborn Heights. At least for myself, I can say that for myself. And I know the rumor, once upon a time, somebody said, Mo Beydoun doesn't want the city assessor here. That is definitely not true. Just stating it for the record while she's here one more time. Whoever told her that is a liar and a coward. Thank you.
Council Chair.
I don't know who that person is, but I want them to know if they're sitting at home watching this, they're a liar.
Council Chair.
Yeah.
Thank you. It says there shall be a corporation council under 5.13 who shall be appointed by the mayor subject, however, to the approval and consent of the council, and he shall be and remain in good standing with the law. It does require the council, as it says here in the charter.
Does it require the council? Yes.
Yes. So I don't know what Mr. Yagi was saying.
Mr. Miyake just said the same thing.
And, no, he didn't. And the issue of the assessors under a contract, and it's a contract service that's here. So I think that how I disagree with whatever Mr. Miyake said, just like I disagreed with his summary of the amending the charter with an ordinance motion as we went through September through December. I disagree with his interpretation of this or what he just claimed. And I don't think that you can ignore that the fact that the clerk has to, by obligation, notify any commissions or any expiration. Otherwise, it gives meaningless teeth and wording to what's itemized in 5.5 duties of the city clerk.
Thank you so much. This is the last part. Gary, I'm going to give you give us a quick synopsis on if you'd like. But we are not going to go back and forth. This is it. Wrap it up.
Any sort of contract that is entered into is subject to the requirements of the city charter or it's void. So therefore, with respect to the city assessor contract, you can't just end up having a contract and somehow or other that ends up basically superseding the city charter. Secondly, I did say that this, the Corporation Council appointment has to end up being approved by this honorable body. And I'll just leave it at that. Thank you.
Special Legal Counsel.
Real quick, Gary.
Do you have 5.5? Can you tell me more about whatever Corp Counsel said?
I don't have it in front of me, but my opinion with respect to that would be that that would not make a difference because section 5.15 would supersede anything having to do with that. And everyone, including the Corp Council, especially the Corp Council, should understand the requirements of section 5.15 and the interplay of that with the rest of the city charter. In other words, you can't say, oh, well, geez, I wasn't made aware of this, even though it is plainly stated in section 5.15 of the charter. As a matter of fact, it's redundant in basically saying, you read subsection A, it's redundant with respect to saying this, and you continue, and it's redundant in B, subsection B, subsection C, and then, of course, subsection D, again, no officer shall continue to hold office after the third Monday in April following the regular biannual election unless he shall be reappointed to a new term. Again, in C, it basically says that basically, let's make sure I have this. No, it's probably B, I'm sorry. Within the time, and he shall, on or before the last day, file with the city clerk specifying statement specifying the appointment or appointments which he has been unable to make and set forth the reasons thereof, and such appointment or appointment shall be made and certified at a later date or date, but not later than in the first Monday in May of the same year. But the mayor didn't comply with that section or that subsection, so there's no extension that's given. Technically speaking, right now, the Corporation Council is not the Corporation Council, and unfortunately, the city assessor wouldn't be considered to be the city assessor. So, and frankly, my advice would be that you insist on this being taken care of, and if it's not, then you need to exercise some greater authority. If you feel that you're going to end up having no problem with the city assessor, for example, then maybe ask the mayor if he's reappointing or appointing whoever as the city assessor. If you might do that for the Corp Council.
Well,
but again,
it
comes down to your vote, and you may want to take these issues separately. Thank you.
Council Chair, we can.
Hang on one second, guys. Hey, Roger, we're not going back and forth.
No, I don't want,
Please
I
stop.
agree with you.
Thank you.
May I suggest something?
May I ask
Thank
Madam Clerk maybe to inform the administration on record that they are in violation of city charter and those two positions are expired now? Please go ahead.
You are in violation of City Charter 5.15, according to what was presented at the meeting. And if you want to, you can suspend the rules if something's offered to you.
Yeah, Mayor,
City
can we
Council,
add them
if
to
the mayor
today so we're
provides
not
you
in
with that
violation?
information.
You can, Council Chair, may I please? You guys suspend the rules for something that is like irrelevant. This is critical for city operations. You bring a has-been attorney that was fired by the city.
Point of order, come
No,
on.
I'm just saying, he has been fired
Point
by
of order,
the city.
point of order.
He
Mayor,
wasn't
Mayor, I said I
fired.
don't want to get hostile, please.
I know, Council Chair, but.
Point of order.
This is
Please
a
refrain
true
from
fact.
using those words,
Council
please.
Chair, Councilman
Don't talk
Russo-
about personnel things. Roger, speak to him, Roger. I
Well,
mean, I know
You
you
want
like
me to
hearing it. It's
speak?
music to your
I
ears,
will
but.
speak.
Okay, well,
On the
I'll let the attorney
5.5 duties of
Roger,
the
that's not
city.
what we're talking about. The mayor's speaking.
Can I-
Point of order. I didn't give you the permission.
Oh, okay.
Please.
Just let me know when you want me to
All I'm
speak.
asking you is to please give him legal advice, like you give us legal advice anytime we don't like something.
Okay, I'm not saying, let the attorney answer.
No, Mayor, go ahead, continue.
No,
I mean,
I'm-
that's a good answer.
He just
That's a good
deferred it
answer.
to me, so may I respond, Council Chair?
If you're going to be talking about 5.15, I don't want to talk.
I think this is something significant that needs us to do a written opinion. I will give you a written opinion.
You would
on
send
the
it out
issue.
for a different opinion to make sure
What's
that your
that?
opinion.
No.
All I want to do is, Mayor, can we suspend the rules, add them, and let's just vote on them?
Go ahead.
That's it.
Let's do that. It's up to you.
That's it.
Do you wanna, do you have, are you gonna, the same people you're appointing?
Yeah,
Same people?
they're still here. Both of them are here.
I know, all
Is the
we're
contract
saying is-
being changed to your name, or are you changing the contract to your name or staying in Tony's name?
Please step up to the
Yeah,
podium.
we can't hear you.
Hello.
Hi, Kim.
As far as I know how the contract was written when Gary and I worked it up the last time, it was set up to have the company as the contract holder, and so that's same, nothing's changed. And then it had language in there for Tony would be the appointed assessor until such time as I took over. And so I took over in like 19, so I think even the last contract, I think I was the only person put on there. Tony hasn't been on there for a few years now.
We're good, no changes done.
Yeah, so it shouldn't be anything different. Hopefully you'll just appoint me and everything will be fine.
Yeah, yeah, and listen, this is specifically making sure that the power is with the council, and this has nothing to do with you, this is nothing personal, but letting the administration ultimately know that this council body makes the decisions, and that's it. For those who are at home, this is not, we're gonna suspend the rules if that's okay. Anybody want to suspend the rules?
You have a motion on
So
the table
moved. I'm sorry, we have a motion on the table
for the directors.
for the director.
So let's finish the motion first.
Well,
It's
okay.
not on file for the directors.
To receive no file, do you want us to still take a vote on this, Madam Clerk?
Yes, you have.
Do a roll call on it.
Council Chair,
We don't need a vote on a
Council
receive
Chair.
no file, correct?
Here we go, yes. Yes, just to,
Council Chair, Council Chair.
Yeah, go ahead.
While we're on this topic, before we vote on, move away, for sake of transparency, certain departments of the city are under the microscope from the residents. And under this 9B, it states that reappoint Jared Hart as the police chief. I think the residents should know, maybe the administration can answer this question, is he still employed? Is he still getting paid? What about interim Chief Swope? Is he getting paid chief's pay? For sake of transparency, people want to know what, our police department right now is, like I said, under the microscope. I think it'd be really nice if we come clean to the residents exactly what's going on with our police department.
Council Chair?
Mayor. Go ahead,
Okay.
thank you.
Actually, to clarify, Department of Justice that we brought to the city, okay, because of the issues that was going on before we got here, okay, with the police department. Okay, the Department of Justice was requested by the administration and the police chief because of his acquaintance with one of the people from the DOJ. They came they volunteered to help us save the city millions of dollars under consent decree if it was declared by the DOJ. So they're here, they're not under a microscope. They're actually doing an amazing job. They're actually doing a lot of great things.
Mayor, the question is he still working with us?
Chief is working with us.
Yeah,
I
we're
don't
just
know
talking
who's-
about the
yeah.
chief, Mayor.
Well, no, he asked microscope, so,
No, that, but
under
microscope by the
microscope,
residents.
By the residents.
By the residents.
Well, okay, but I'm just letting you know that Department of Justice is here with us. Actually, they were here on Monday.
Great.
And
Is
they're
the
here
chief
this
still working
week.
with us?
Yes.
That's it, there's your
And-
answer.
Well, actually, but,
He's getting paid regular salary?
well, he's a chief. Obviously, he's a chief.
You have an injunction by the federal court that you are not to interfere with any of the appointment, the
Well, he
chief
asked a
and the two
question.
directors. Now, I will respond.
Roger, do me a favor, please go through the chair. Point of order. I'm not gonna do that.
I'm asking you, Council.
And I'm not honoring it, please.
Council Chair, can the mayor
Right.
answer the questions? I think,
You want to have the mayor answer the question?
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
Mayor.
I mean,
I defer the question
chief-
to you.
The chief is at the police station
Yes, there
working.
you go, Councilor, he said the chief's there, that's it, it's done.
Okay. Just for transparent, is he acting chief right now?
No, he's the chief.
He is
Chief
the
Hart
chief.
is the chief. Why would he be
Okay.
acting chief?
Well, I know because Kevin Swope was interim chief for a while. He's not anymore?
No, the Chief
Okay.
Hart is the
Okay,
chief.
okay.
The word
That's
is,
it.
apropos
Okay,
word
thank
is
you.
interim.
Thank
Council
you.
Chair, may I just have?
Roger, I don't want to, guys, please, we got a vote on here.
That's it.
Let me
I'm
just
not,
go.
I'd like a
Roger,
chance.
please.
No, please,
Roger, please,
Council
I'm not
Chair.
doing it. Please, I'm not doing it. We have a
No,
vote right here to
but-
just move forward. I don't want to hear about the injunction. I don't want
What
to
is
talk
your-
about it.
Okay.
Thank you.
It's not an injunction. What I'm talking about
Roger,
is.
please, please. All in favor, please state aye.
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 What are we voting on?
Oh,
Say
no. The note on
receive
file
note
for
and
the
file of
directors.
the directors.
Yes, receive no file for the directors. All in favor,
You
please
have-
state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
No.
No.
Madam
Ready?
Clerk, please take roll call.
Denise Malinowski Maxwell,
No.
Hassan Saab,
No.
Hassan Ahmad,
Yes.
Nancy Breyer,
No.
Mo Beidun,
Yes.
Robert Constant,
Yes.
and Tom Wenzel.
No.
Motion defeated.
This is.
The note on file
I don't
appeals.
know that.
This is.
But, Council
Guys,
Body,
you
this
know,
is just
you
a
just
note
say
on
you
file.
don't
There's
concur.
nothing.
By-
you
by
can-
the-
Yeah, it's
before-
just that you don't concur.
I know, this, I'm gonna call legal counsel back up here real quick.
Council Chair.
Council Chair, there's one,
Council-
Council
Hang
Chair,
on, guys.
Council Chair, there
Roger,
is one
Roger,
corporation
I'm-
counsel. You
Roger.
keep
I said
disrespecting
special
me,
legal
Council
counsel.
Chair.
I
but
said special legal
I'm putting it
counsel.
on the record. No, you did
Thank
not
you.
say special.
I did.
No,
I'm gonna call
and
special-
you've
Okay,
ignored
I'm sorry. Roger, point of
5.15
order.
and not giving me a chance to speak.
Point of order, point of order,
No.
Roger, please,
You've
please.
not given me a
Point
chance
of
to
order,
respond,
please,
Council
Roger. If you let somebody speak for once.
I have.
The council chair pro tem, please stop interrupting. The council chair pro tem said
Special legal counsel.
special legal counsel. That's it. Question. I just want to make sure that this was just defeated. I don't know why, but it was just defeated. And does that mean we are not concurring with the directors? Like, what does that mean?
Well, basically, I think what it does is it says we're not taking any chance that we're concurring in the directors. So I see no harm in what you did, and frankly, I don't think it changes any of the effect of the mayor's appointments. His appointments are still effective because they don't require your concurrence.
All right, thank you so much.
Namely,
Roger.
the ones that were.
Thank you, Council.
Corporation counsel, Roger, not special legal counsel Gary Miyake.
Council, there's one corporation counsel.
Yes, you
not
are the
two.
one corporation counsel.
But you're treating it as if there's two. But in any case,
No, Roger,
if you look
we
at
don't feel the love from you, that's
Council,
all.
I love you. I care about you.
Council Chair,
My heart.
to be technical,
5.15.
go back to the charter.
Point of order, Councilman. Roger speaking.
Thank you, Council.
See that what I
Chair.
just did there?
Thank you,
I
Council
love
Chair.
Councilman Ahmad
Thank
more than anybody on this council, but I still knew that I had the point of order so that you could
You're
speak.
very fair. and
Yeah, I wish you
appreciate
could
that.
be that way.
I will try my best to emulate you. Under A, except as otherwise provided in this charter, all department heads and members of the commissions and boards of the city government, whether the same be established by this charter or by an act of council, shall be appointed by the mayor. Now, the names of such appointees shall be certified in writing to the city clerk on or before the third Monday in April, following each biennial city election, keeping in mind what we read before about the duties of the city clerk. At such other times, and this is for the commissions, the boards of the city government established by the charter. However, when you go to the Corporation Council and the assessor, it says, shall be appointed by the mayor, and such appointment shall not be effective until confirmed by a majority of the city council, which has been done. It does not distinguish or separate and tie them in. There's a distinction between the first commissions and boards of the city government, which falls under the first April and 3rd, not the Corporation Council nor the assessor.
Thank
And
you.
I'm trying to, that's why I was going to give an opinion. I'm looking at.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you so much. Now, does anybody want to suspend the rule and make sure that we have?
I'd like to suspend the rules,
Yeah,
Council Chair.
let's just suspend the rules.
And,
Motion made to suspend the rules.
and
We're gonna
make
have two separate.
motions.
There was a motion suspended by Councilman Ahmad, Chairman Pro Tem Ahmad, and Councilman Constant.
I just need, what's a legal name for the assessors in the contract? Anthony Koyoko?
Please step up to the.
Yeah, if you don't.
Roll call. There's one corporation counsel. I'm so sorry, Gary. I'm gonna let either our corporation counsel Roger, or I'm gonna have,
I'm just standing up here to make sure that there's clarity on the motions.
in the mic, please.
I'm just trying to make sure that there's going to be clarity on the motions. And with respect to the motion having to do with this would be purely, it would not involve an appointment of the company, since the company is already in place with respect to the services. It would only have to deal with the actual assessor.
So, Council Chair, I understand that Ms. Miyake has prepared
Excuse me,
these.
one second.
Prepared
Go
these?
through Council Chair, please. I asked you from this.
Yes, Council Chair, I'm talking to you, Council.
I know, and then I will grant him the permission, Councilwoman. Please.
I'm asking you, Council Chair.
No,
is
you
it-
said Council Chair, and you just started talking.
Okay, sorry.
I mean, these are Robert's Rules of Order. These are not Mobeidun's Rules of Order. Councilman Constant, do you agree?
I agree.
Thank you.
Council Chair.
Council-
It appears
Roger.
that Mr. Miyake has given advice to prepare these resolutions that are being voted on in suspension. And I would say that's contrary to ethical rules, that he's interfering with the clients and my performance of my job, and I'm putting him on official notice.
Thank you.
That I'm tired of this. I've documented from June of last year to the current time, where you've constantly been giving advice to the board contrary to my advice and interfering with my performance of my duties as Corporation Counsel.
Thank you so much.
Do I need to say anything or not?
I'd refer you, I'd ask you,
Okay.
you don't.
I
Thank you.
won't.
Thank you. Mayor, please, point of order, no more of that. And if you want to speak, please turn on your mic. Okay, Councilman.
So I'd like
We're
to.
suspending the rules first.
We did already.
No, we didn't vote on it.
Suspend the rules to consider.
Confirmation with the mayor appointments.
All in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
So for which appointment?
This is for the suspension
Just
of.
suspending the rules.
Yes.
Motion to suspend the rules on the mayor's appointment. All in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries. Now that the rules are suspended, we're going to be adding 2 new line items. Correct, Madam Clerk? What are they going to be?
Okay, the first one,
What letters are they going to be?
9C,
Well, no, what are this be? 9C?
yeah, and 9D.
9D?
The suspension needs a line?
No, they don't. And
So 9C and D.
9C and D. So there's going to be 2 new motions on this agenda. Man, I thought this was going to be short. 9C and 9D. What is 9C?
So 9C, I would say that the Dearborn Heights City Council confirm with the mayor's appointment of the current assessor,
Kimberly Comer?
Kimberly Comer.
Okay, you got that, Madam Clerk? Mayor, do you want to make the motion? Or you want to tell us what your motion is? I know you can't make the motion. I said you want to give us recommendation on what you want. Is that okay with you? Okay, Mayor's good with that.
Council
I think we're
Chair?
doing this so that we're in accordance and
With the charter.
Council Chair?
charter.
Didn't the special legal counsel inform us that we don't have to, the mayor does not have to have approval for these 2 positions?
No, that's incorrect. I'm sorry. It is the Corporation Council and the city assessor have to end up being approved by you.
okay.
So you have to concur.
It was the directors that doesn't need.
The other people who are listed on the sheet and Mr. Dibb do not need to have confirmation from you. Their appointments are
Okay, so
effective.
that one is for C. Can you read me for D?
You wanna
Mayor, is
vote?
that who you want, by the way?
No, we're doing them separate.
No,
We need to vote on it first.
No, vote
I'm
on
just
it.
making, okay, we're voting on, so we can't create the 2 lines?
One at
Okay, assessors first. We're still in suspended rules right now. Do we have to get out of do we have, okay. So, motion made by Councilman Ahmad, seconded by,
Councilman Constant.
second by Councilman Constant to renew
To confirm the appointment of
to
Kim
confirm the
Comer as
appointment.
the city assessor.
All in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries. Kimberly, you're 100% back. Thank you so much. Thank you. Next up is 9D.
9D, Council Chair.
Councilman Ahmad.
I move that the Dearborn Heights City Council confirm with the mayor appointment of Mr. Roger Farina as Corp Counsel for the city of Dearborn Heights.
Motion made by Councilman Ahmad. Seconded?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Breyer. Any discussion?
Council Chair.
Councilman
Oh,
Constant?
I thought we were going to add Ali Deeb.
No, Ali Deeb does not need it. Him and the directors are not needed of appointment. The mayor has the autonomy of doing so.
And he's not a director, he's just an engineer.
Yeah.
Add to the list.
Yeah. So any other discussion? All in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
No.
Motion fails.
Do you want me to do a roll call?
Yeah.
Moby Dun,
No.
Robert Constant,
Yes.
Nancy Breyer,
Yes.
Hassan Ahmad,
No.
Denise Malinowski Maxwell,
No.
Tom Wenzel,
No.
and Hassan Saab.
No.
Motion defeated.
Okay. Do we have to go out of this, all right, what's the next thing on the agenda? Next up, we have ordinance and resolutions, Mayor Bazey resolution opposing House Bill 4965.
Council Chair.
Councilman Constant.
I move that the Dearborn Heights City Council approve the resolution opposing House Bill 4965 and authorize the clerk to certify the resolution and transmit the resolution to State Representatives Aaron Burns and State Representative Hertzberg, Senator Sylvia Santana, and Governor Whitmer, as outlined in 11A.
Second.
Motion made by Councilman Constant, seconded by Councilman Saab. Mayor, do you want to give a quick synopsis on what this is? I know you sent an email, and I commend you and thank you for bringing this forward.
Yeah, Council Chair.
Turn on your mic, please. Thank you,
It's
Mayor.
on. So this resolution actually has been implemented by several cities, and also townships. What they want to do is send it to all the state senate, state senate and reps as well, trying to get their buy-in on this here, just to show that the cities, they need this PEG money. So a lot of cable companies is going to put a trend that every one of them is going to back up, they're going to back away from giving us PEG money. So that's what this is, just opposing the bill to say, like, we still need it. The cities rely on this PEG money.
Thank you so much. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it, motion carries. Next up, we have business license renewal.
Council Chair,
Councilman Ahmad.
I move that the Dearborn Heights City Council approve the business license renewal for Antonio's Cucina Italiana at 26356 Ford Road as outlined in 13-A.
Second.
I'm gonna override myself and say that I'm gonna second this one.
Go ahead.
Because Antonio's is like my favorite spot. I'm going there since I was a kid, so that was absolutely amazing, and congratulations to them and all that they do for our great city. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please state aye.
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 Those opposed, the ayes have it, motion carries. Next up, we have comments from council members. I'm gonna open this up to our council members. I ask that we be brief. Don't keep in mind that we still have a study session after this meeting, so don't spend an hour or two here talking about all the love you have for the great city of Dearborn Heights. Thank you.
Should I start?
Go ahead, Councilman Ahmad.
Thank you, Council Chair. I just would like to recognize April as Arab American Heritage Month, which is a time to celebrate the rich culture, heritage, and contribution of Arab Americans to our city, community, and country. This month serves as a reminder of the importance of diversity, inclusion, and understanding. I would also like to acknowledge the contribution of several individuals, with whom previous Council Chair Dave Abdullah for all his years of contribution to the city, Councilman Hassan Saab for his passion to serve, evident even in a short period of time, all Arab American city staff, elected officials for their valuable contributions. Finally, I would like to acknowledge our current Council Chair, Mo Baidoun, for the outstanding job he's doing in leading this council body. Despite being the youngest, his leadership is outstanding. Thank you, Council Chair.
Thank you so much. Any other comments from council members?
Yes.
Councilman Saab.
Chair, thank you. Council Chair Pro Tem, thank you for the comments. Once again, I want to wish everybody, it is Arab American Heritage Month. Our community's excelled over the decades with Arab Americans in various positions, and, we'll keep rocking it up and keep everything going and the momentum going. Also, I want to make a statement that it's Autism Awareness Month. And over the weekend, Councilman Baidoun, myself, and Councilman Ahmad, we went to Elite Sports, where they had an event there, hosting a full day of events for autistic children. They had food, special equipment there for kids that are autistic, and it was an unbelievable event. I want to thank Elite Sports for providing their facility for it, and I think it was Burger One for the food they had, and Al Sayed Meats also for providing service. There was a great event. I also want to challenge the council and our elected official and the mayor and everybody. We got to do better for our special needs and disabled kids in the city. We don't have no parks, areas where they could play, a swing. We have a swing in the city that's wheelchair accessible. That's not enough. I sit on a DDA in Westland, and I always take pride in the park that we built off of Carlson and Ford Road. It was one of the first autistic-friendly parks in the Midwest. And we used all the money from it came from the DDA. And I challenge everybody on here to allocate money. We have plenty of property across the city to support and recognize the, special need kids in our city and disabled kids, to give them a welcoming area to play just like any other kid or any other a human should be able to. Also, please clean your manholes in front of your homes. With all the storms and rains we're getting, I see all these streets flooded. When you get a chance, just sweep them up. It doesn't hurt. And, you know, the lawns are growing. And I see ordinances not doing as much as I want them to do, but cut your lawns. You know, it keeps the city looking good. Thank you.
Hi, Baba.
Chair.
All right. Councilwoman Breyer.
I'm afraid that I was confused when we were doing 9B, and that I'm going to have to switch my vote from a no to a yes.
Under what?
9B.
I don't know which one that is.
That changes the outcome.
No, that wasn't D.
9B, I'm sorry, B like boy.
B.
Thank you. Anything else? Any other comments, Councilwoman?
That'll be an appointment or announcements. Yeah, I have an announcement.
Well, we're not at an announcement yet. We're at
Well, that's all I've got left.
Well, go ahead, let her. she
Well,
said
no,
she was done. Go ahead.
finish this, we'll do announcements.
Well, we don't have another meeting before the Orthodox Easter of May 5th, so I want to wish those of the Orthodox faith happy and blessed Easter. Christos Anasti. I hope we can start getting along and having these meetings run smoother, though I was chair for a little while, and easier said than done. And regarding the appointments, you know, it's very difficult. I wasn't prepared for the vote regarding the city attorney, but I voted my conscience, and that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. All right, are you all set there?
I'm all set.
Couple of things that I have here, guys. The weather's breaking, a lot of speeding. Please be careful in the neighborhoods while you're, have your windows down and you got these vehicles loud screaming up and down the road. Not that I'm this big, tough, buff guy, but the car that drove by my house on Sunday hadn't heard an earful from me. I tried taking his key up. He probably would have beat me up. You know, my voice sounded, I think, the way I was able to echo my voice. Hey! I got a little scared. Everybody slowed down and felt really tough. But, you know, I didn't, you know, obviously violence is not the way to go, and I wasn't trying to be confrontational. But look, at the end of the day, I have two children. My son is now playing outside. The car that flies away or zooms right by, my son could be potentially, or any other child. So I say that, you know, just be careful. Have the conversation with your children. Keep in mind that sometimes I was once there. Everybody was once there. We all speed. Some of us have anchor legs. The Councilman Wenzel. But I ask that you just be vigilant, be alert. That's number one. Number two, trees. I know I spoke on this a little bit. I don't know what the solution here, Mayor, is. But if maybe you can say every council member's got 5 trees that DPW you will honor and ask them to go out and take a look at for us. But we need to either sit down, figure it out. I don't know if I'm gonna have to call for a study session, but the tree issue is driving me bonkers. At this point, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start just picking up the phone and saying, hang on, I'm gonna add the mayor to the call. Mayor, hey, John Doe's on the phone. But I don't wanna do that. So what I'm asking is, please, let's come up with something. Secondly, I know I've asked about this, since 2020 and 2021, or even since 2018. I know that some council members have asked about this, but we need to really do an independent study on our flooding in our city. If we see another 100-year storm, which is no longer considered a 100-year storm because we're seeing it so repetitively, we're gonna start seeing more damages to our homeowners and our residents. We need to figure something out. I just watched a video from the council president in Dearborn, Michael Serini, who came out there and talked about the great things that Dearborn is doing to help prevent some of these floodings that they witnessed back in 21 and in 2022. Bless you, Councilman. Thank you. So I ask that we are being proactive on that, and we're not just saying, well, it's not raining, so we're not gonna worry about it. Next up, Elite Sports, Mike Mackey hosted with Imagine Health, the Autism of Awareness Fun Party at Elite Sports. This was an honoring of Fatty, who actually started Imagine Health, who passed away of a heart attack earlier this year. As always, Mr. Mackey opened up his doors, donated everything, made sure that the children and their families had a safe space. And so I thank Mr. Mackey for constantly giving back to the city of Dearborn Heights and the surrounding cities. I also want to recognize Margaret King, who probably wants to beat me up because she texted me a couple of times and I haven't responded, but really, she's been on top of her game. She's been reaching and going out, and I won't steal her thunder because I'm sure she's going to speak up on it. But she's been meeting with the different superintendents across the city. She sent me some updates that she's doing in Dearborn Heights, at Crestwood, and at D7. This is somebody that's passionate. She's been attending these meetings for a little over 2 years now. And I thank you, Margaret, for constantly showing up and, fighting the good fight. And anytime she sees something, she's emailing it to the council, she's sending me texts, she's calling me on it, wanting to meet up, always being proactive. That is somebody that cares about the city. I mean, you see, today we honored Frank. Today we're recognizing Margaret King. That's true public service. Sitting up here, putting on the tie, suit, being the mayor, being the council, being the clerk or treasurer, that is true. I mean, we all do our work. But man, when you're doing it without a title, Margaret, I commend you for that. I really do. And my last two things that I have written down over here, three things. Councilman Ahmad, you didn't recognize yourself, your selfless act, and really you are a true leader on this council. A lot of us lean on you. While I used to lean on Councilman, the former council chairman, Ahmad Abdullah, I'm now, you see that your name's at the tongue of my tip all the time. I thank you for your services. You're a true role model to this entire body, as all of you are. Angela, who's not with us for events today.
She's online.
Is she online? Thank you. She actually came to my house on Sunday, delivered 12 because Councilman Saab gave me 10 fertilizer. She said, this one's better. She said, use them both, but mine is much better. So Angela, thank you for showing up and your beautiful white Charger and dropping that off. That was great. And lastly, Roger, I'm going to tell you how I feel as a person. I respect you truly, and you mean the world to me. Kind of like Councilman Constant, I voted with my heart. I was also didn't expect that today, but I can tell you like something I've told you many times. I feel like you forget your role, your vital role that we want to lean on to you, but I think you can see that this council today voted because they don't feel that they can lean on you because you're always opposing this council or always going in favor of the administration or specifically the mayor's special counsel or the mayor's council particularly. Because that's at least how I feel. Now, I'm entitled to that feeling, and you can tell me otherwise, but seeing today that you told Councilman Wenzel that he couldn't give an opinion, but last week, which I'll pull up the video for you, you said that the mayor has his first amendment right, and you cannot take that away. He has a right to say what he wants, and I respect you for that, but I ask that you defend us just as equally. And I don't feel that, in the last year, I have not felt that. So that's where my decision on my vote went today.
Council, I'm just saying your vote is in violation of the federal injunction.
Thank you so much, Roger.
Doing that, but I will take my action.
Roger, come on, Roger, please. I know you don't want to follow the rules, but thank you, Roger. I am done there.
Council Chair, you done?
I am done.
Great job.
Finally.
I echo all his points he made there, that's for sure. Thank you. The stop sign issue is so bad. I mean, it is so bad. What are you gonna do? I mean, you can't fine them double because we're not stopping them. All we have to do is kind of reach out to these people and just say, please, obey the stop signs. I mean, they go right through them without even touching their brake. I live on a corner with 4 stop signs, and not a day goes by where I don't yell at someone. Probably 3 or 4 times, at the top of my lungs because they just go right through the stop sign. Please don't run the stops. Please stop like everyone else does. It's just, I can't see why people seem so entitled just to run through a stop sign. It just boggles my mind. Until they hit someone or cause some damage, then they'll be sorry they did. And this ordinance officer that we approved a month or so ago, now's the time that we need. It was mentioned a couple of times about the grass and different ordinance
Please,
problems.
nothing from the audience.
And we should have had these officers already at least approved and ready to hire by May 1st. I talked to almost all the ordinance officers and other people in the department. They said they need these people. The way it's going now, if this gets on the budget and it's approved and then it's posted and then it's going to be the end of summer before we get these people. So, I mean, I wish we could post it right away and get them hired right away because we need them really bad. If anything in the city, this is not some added-on position, created position that we think we might need. This is something that we 100% definitely need. And the other thing about the trees, I mean, we're cutting down way too many trees. I mean, we used to be known as Tree City. Dearborn Heights was Tree City. And now we're letting people cut down a healthy tree just as long as they can pay to have it cut on city property. You know, trees, without trees, we'd be dead. Because trees create all the oxygen that we breathe. So we need these trees. And just by cutting them down, I mean, like I said, on one street, you drive down there now, it's like, oh my gosh, it's so bright down this street. Because they literally cut down 10 big trees down this one street. I mean, I know a lot of them were healthy, and no disease on them or anything. And also, coming up, on a lighter note, May 4th, we're having our annual Ecorse Creek cleanup, rain garden maintenance at the Richard A. Young Center. Sign up is at 8 a.m. It's a really great family fun activity. It's gardening, weed pulling, spreading mulch, planting plants. Really a really cool event. There's equipment provided, gloves, snacks, food at the end, a barbecue at the end, halal food will be available, and it's a really fun event. We're looking for sponsors. You can go on my Facebook page, and there's a list of the information you need to sponsor if you want, or if you want to sign up to help us with the project. It's a really great. You get a free T-shirt with all the sponsors' names on the back, a really cool design T-shirt. Every year we get a guy that designs a T-shirt. They're A#1. Tom Olette, a Dearborn Heights resident, does that. And speaking of family fun, we're having our second event, our family fun night at Crestwood High School on May 11th, 4 p.m. We're also looking for sponsors for that. This is a completely free event for Dearborn Heights residents and families. There's all kinds of crafts, activities. There's free food. We have, it happens to be the day before Mother's Day. We have a special little area where mothers are not allowed in, where families will have material to make Mother's Day cards for their mothers and a couple other those secret projects we got going on. So we're looking for sponsors for that. That's it'll be on my Facebook page also. Looking for that. It's a great event. It's our second one. We had the first one in Napa. It's great. And from what I heard from all the people at Crestwood, who are super great, the school, people at the staff at the school, bending over backwards to help me on this. Oh my God, I can't say enough about them. Fantastic people. I'll bring up their list of them later. And I would like, and I've been fighting for this since I was probably 5 years old, but not really, since I've been involved in the city, the basin for the flood detention basin at the old incinerator site. And I've been mentioning it for years and years, and now it is brought up by the mayor that this is a project that looks like it's going to go ahead. And I would like every meeting for the mayor to give us an update on this project. And this ain't, a creek cleaning thing where we're going to cut down some trees and stuff like that. This could be, and I think is, the answer to our flooding problems on the south end. So this is a big, big thing. It's not a little thing. It's really big. I'm asking the mayor to please brief us every meeting on any news we have on this. When we approved our last meeting, the Army Corps engineers to go onto the property to do some testing. I think soil samples or something like that. But I don't know. I mean, the residents on the south end deserve residents in the whole city of Detroit deserve to know how this project's coming along day by day. And, it's raining right now. I know people that live on Hanover Street, west of Telegraph, they see a raindrop on their car windshield, they freak out.
Go far
because they know if this rains a little, they're going to be flooding. And that's terrible to live like that. So I hope we can get some updates, some real-time updates every meeting, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilman. Any other?
That was the shortest.
Yeah.
Council Chair?
Yep.
Okay, I do have a
Are
couple.
you going to announcements?
Yes.
Well, hang on.
Are we still?
Councilwoman, did you have anything? Okay, now we'll be doing announcements.
Okay, and I do have a question for Tom. When we talked about hiring the additional people for ordinance, I think those were specified as rental. They
No,
would do
we
rentals.
said ordinance, but ones that can help out and one can, assist
It
on.
it wasn't just rentals?
Yeah, it wasn't specifically
Okay,
for rentals.
that's what I wanted to verify.
Well, it could be used for rental, yeah.
Yeah, one could be doing one for rental.
Yeah.
Come on.
All right, okay. I didn't know if it was specific. All right, there are two events happening. Ecorse Creek meeting is tomorrow, 6 o'clock, 3335 South Beach Daily. And that would be the normal time, the fourth Wednesday of the month. And then we have a special meeting on Thursday, April 25th for the South Dearborn Heights Civic Association. You acknowledged Frank earlier, and also our current president was here. I'm ex officio. We will be having a presentation, questions and answers about resources for seniors, special needs adults, veterans, programs provided by the Veterans Administration, presented by Ms. Joanne Darga, and she's with No Place Like Home Health. Also, we'll have Jeannie, I think her name is Kelly. She's got some letters behind her name, and she's also a nurse practitioner. She will discuss, take questions regarding advanced directives, medical POAs, and other medical concerns. There will be light refreshments available, and if you have any questions, you may call me. And that is at 7 o'clock.
Thank you so much.
At that same location, 3335 South Beach Daily.
All right, Madam Clerk?
Yes. Lynn Senya, Madam Clerk, City Clerk. It's been a long day. Two quick announcements. The City Clerk's office does have packets available for the November 5th, 2024 election for Crestwood School District. They have 3 full-term positions open, 1 partial position open, actually 2 partial. 1 expires in 2028, the other one is in 2026. In District 7, board positions, there are 4 full-time positions available. So they are available, we're open Monday through Thursday, 8 to 5. And then tomorrow, I'd like to acknowledge it is National Administrative Professionals Day. So I'd like to recognize the professionals who keep an office running smoothly every day, celebrate these professionals on Wednesday of the last full week in April, which is tomorrow. And the day recognizes the work of secretaries, administrative assistants, receptionists, and other administrative support professionals central to the business. And the day in the life of an administrative professional is varied from moment to moment, as we know.
Guys, please point them out. You can step up if you guys want. Go ahead.
Ready, thank you. While organization is key to their success, their flexibility and ability to handle the unexpected make them valuable to any business or municipality. Some of their responsibilities include managing appointments, drafting letters and memos, coordinating appointments, and planning meetings. Administrative professionals compile data and research information too. Their organizational skills mean they pinpoint information quickly and keep the executive on schedule, whether they are in transit or with a client. They are central to an office or business running efficiently. So honor your administrative professionals tomorrow.
Hey, Council Chair, I just got a text from someone in my family, and I don't toot my own horn, but they said I better announce or recognize that tomorrow is me and my wife's 49th wedding anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Well, you know what? I don't know how she did it for 49 years, bro. I mean, you got me up here talking for 3 hours. This meeting should have been no more than 30 minutes, but you know what? I'm not pointing fingers. Tell Mrs. Wanso, Debbie, hey, she's watching. He's blushing right now. I'm just joking. She's lucky. You guys are lucky to have each other. Any other announcements?
Yes, Council Chair. We have an immigration seminar tomorrow. They'll be covering a number of the immigration issues, non-immigrant issues, as well as Palestinian withholding of deportation and employment authorization. We'll be covering temporary protected status. They'll be covering a number of student visas, ability to travel, and a number of issues will be coming up. We have some lawyers that will be coming in here in City Council. It's been put on the website. Thank you.
City Council?
It'll be in the chambers here tomorrow,
Sure.
6 to 8 p.m., and it'll be
Thank you.
videotaped as well.
You're a good man. All right, any other announcements?
Council Chair.
Mayor.
I just want to make a statement that we follow the charter, so it's just with the city attorney, Mr. Farina, he's still the attorney, just to follow, and we're in coordination with the charter, so we're not violating the injunction, and the charter, so Mr. Farina will remain as the city attorney.
I don't think Mr. Farina's on the lawsuit of the injunction.
Yes, it's mentioned in there specifically that the Corporation Council will not
Thank you. Especially the council, I'll give you 20 seconds.
And we have to rebuttal that one.
This is,
Chair.
I mean, we're not even going to be able to do our budget hearing.
There is nothing in the injunction that prohibits you from exercising your authority as set forth in the city charter. You are lawfully performing your duties. And this was specifically what part of the concern is with regard to the preliminary injunction and how it was obtained, and I'll leave it at that.
It's correct.
All right, thank you.
The injunction does specify, so.
Councilman Ahmad's even calling you point of order. He's the nicest guy up here. Thank you. All right. Tom?
Council Chair?
Yes.
I mean, I would say something, this body did vote, and in my eyes, well, I don't think we have a corp council right now.
We don't.
So,
Councilwoman, you have something to say?
she said we don't.
Yeah, we do.
So either we can figure out a way to reconcile this, or Mayor, bring us some appointments.
Mr. Farina.
What is it?
Mr. Farina is still the attorney
Okay.
for the injunction. I'm not gonna listen to a has-been attorney that was let go by the city.
Point of
Now
order,
listen to
Council
council, though.
All right, guys, now we're going to go up to public comments.
Violation of the charter.
Chair. Point of order, Council Chair.
Get an opinion.
Hi.
Please, ma'am, hang on one second. You got, I
Yeah.
think you asked for an extra minute, so I will honor you on that.
But that's announcements with Margaret, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, we have one more
Oh, you still
announcement.
had an announcement? Are you sure? Yes. Okay, I'm gonna make it short.
Okay, so, hold on one second, ma'am. Please, you're gonna have to state your name, the city you reside in, the street you live on.
Layla DeCruz,
Okay, hang
Dearborn
on.
Heights, Charlesworth.
Okay, 1 second, Leila. Charlesworth, right around the block.
Yes.
Yeah, she asked for an extra minute.
Honorable Mayor and members of City Council, my name is Layla DeCruz, and I'm the president of the Dearborn Area Board of Realtors. I come before you today on behalf of our Ethics Board and a wider community of consumers and real estate associates. Following our recent study session regarding the proposed sale of several city properties, we greatly appreciate the initiative to sell these properties and understand the importance of this decision for the city's development. During our study session, it became apparent that while the opportunity to bid on these properties was being presented to us, the process was limited exclusively to those with the D4 license, effectively excluding our board and all qualified others in our field who are not in this category. This limitation prevented our meaningful participation and input in a decision that significantly impacts our community. By doing so, this eliminates all real estate brokerages from bidding or marketing a package that requires the sale of properties and homes, as well as advertising specifically to investors and not so much home buyers. As members of this community and the Dearborn Area Board of Realtors, we value transparency and inclusivity in decision-making processes that affect us all. While we appreciate the efforts of the mayor's office and city council, it appears there may be a disconnect between our perspectives and our process at hand. Given these circumstances, our board has decided to respectfully withdraw from the bidding process. The city charter would need to be amended to ensure fairness for all qualified brokerages, including our board, to participate. In the city's administration, if the city administration chooses not to amend it, this decision will prevent other brokerages from bidding and marketing these homes and properties in the correct and traditional, effective manner they deserve. Consequently, these properties may be sold at a significantly higher cost, catering only to investors who can afford such properties. The city should join us in advocating for fairness for home buyers who have already faced substantial challenges in this market. It is imperative for us to adhere to our principles and our ethical standards. Please understand that our withdrawal does not indicate a lack of willingness to assist. On the contrary, we remain committed to supporting the city and its leadership in any capacity where our expertise and guidance may be beneficial. Should you require our assistance or wish to collaborate in the future, we will always be available and eager to help. I do want to make a note before I step down what a Class D license is and who carries one. So a Class D license is usually held by a car dealership, somebody who's buying used cars and auctioning them. So a real estate brokerage would never hold that. And in the study session, what we understood was the proper way to have bid on this was already in the charter before any of us got here. So you had to have a D4 license in order to put that bid in. And our understanding is that we weren't qualified to have put that bid in to begin with. So unless something changes, we really can't even be involved in this.
I will, hold your time, please.
Okay.
I will tell you, Mr. Krupp, thank you for coming up here and letting you know that you're correct. The Class D is on the bid. It is not in the charter. The charter does not dictate.
Okay.
The charter did not ever say you can't bid on it because we only want somebody with a
Okay.
D something license.
So that's where we
That was-
didn't understand
Yeah,
if we
so
had to
this
have
was
one.
the way the administration wrote it out.
Okay.
It was designed so that only D, whatever it is, licensed people can bid on. Which I don't think it was intentional to say, we don't want brokers.
Right.
I don't think that was the intention of the mayor or anybody in that matter. I will tell you that myself and Council Pro Tem, Chair Pro Tem Ahmad and the mayor and Roger sat down. You know, we are still in discussion of what could potentially happen. But, you know, nothing in reality is, I know you want to withdraw.
Yeah.
But you've never really submitted anything to be
Well, we know that we threw our kind of names in the hat to.
You're saying you want nothing to do with it?
So as we came together as a board, we decided that we were kind of going to step to the side.
That was a smart decision, because things I know are a little hectic in the city right now, and, you know, you don't want to intertwine Dearborn, and I respect that.
And if you guys ever need help, I mean, you guys all have our phone numbers, we know each other, so we don't want to leave you hanging. If you do have any questions, if you do need help with anything, we'd be
I
happy to
just want you to know
still
that's
assist
very
with you.
ethical of you guys. Thank you.
Absolutely, of course.
Very
Okay.
classy and very ethical.
No problem.
Thank
Thank you, guys.
That's why you would have been my choice, but
Well, thank you.
God bless you. Mrs. King, this is still going to go back to announcements.
I don't have an announcement. 'cause
Okay,
I
you're
wanna
speaking as a
com-
resident?
Yeah,
Okay,
because I want to come, are we in public comment before I?
yes, public
Okay.
comment. Please state your name, the city you reside in, the street you live on.
Margaret King, Mayfair Street, Dearborn Heights, Michigan. Thank you, Hassan, and thank you, Mo, for giving me the shout out. I don't need it. I do it for the kids and I do it for the city that I reside in and that I love so much. I have been having meetings, but I want to come to you guys and come to our community with everything that I've been working on. With that being said, weather is breaking, kids are out playing. Please, for the love of God, drive safe. I live at a dead-end street, and because of the construction going on in Van Born, I've never seen so many cars on my street before. It is scary. I have a sign on my front yard that says, "Drive safe, please drive safe." And with that just being said, please drive safe and please keep everybody safe, our children safe. Thursday is my husband's birthday, so I just want to shout out to him. Happy birthday, Siege.
Happy birthday, Siege.
And then the flooding, Tom, with the rain, I mean, I live right on I'm between Hanover and Powers. It rains and I just freak. Okay, if it's a hard rain, I'm like, am I gonna get home safe? So I'm glad we're working on that. But, and I did meet with the Crestwood today. I absolutely love them. They're amazing. We have a great community. I've met with D7, looking forward to meeting with Westwood on Thursday. But thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. Round of applause for Margaret King. Ma'am, how you doing? Please state your name, the city you reside in, and the street that you live on, not the address.
Oh, all right. Thank you. I am Mary Waters. I reside in the city of Detroit on Navarre Place. So, good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
To this honorable body, Mr. Chairman, and honorable council members. I am Mary Waters. I am a city council member in the city of Detroit. I serve the entire D. I'm at large. I am a former state representative and the first African-American female floor leader in the history of the Michigan House of Reps.
Amazing.
Yes. But, you know, I wanted to say congratulations to Frank. I see that he's gone. But, you know, those are the kind of people who service our community and make our jobs much, much easier.
I agree.
And so I wanted to say congratulations, but I suppose he decided to turn on in today. And I want to say to you, Councilman Winsell, listen, they don't just run stop signs in the D, red lights too. Sometimes I'm sitting at a red light and they just go right on through. And I says, wait a minute now. I know the light is red. I'm sitting here. But that's what they do. And we've all, as she indicated, have to be careful when it comes to driving. There are children in the area out playing. The weather is getting better, and so we want to make sure that we're careful about those kinds of things. So I just wanted to say just a couple of things, but I also wanted to let you all know that I'm a candidate for Congress in the 13th Congressional District.
You can't do that.
I gotta stop you.
All right. I wasn't going to give a speech. I was just going to say that.
We're not allowed to do, in our charter, we don't allow you to.
To even say that?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
But I will tell you good luck, and you made a heck of a point. Hey.
All right. Well, thanks, everybody. I do appreciate
And
your
Mary
time.
Waters,
Thank you.
that sounds great.
Yes,
so much.
Waters. That's right.
Great name.
Thank you.
Great name. Thank you for coming.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
You can stick around, we'll touch base after.
Yes, I'll be right here.
What seat is that? Sheree Canadar.
Sheree Tanadars? You got my vote.
Does he have access?
He has an extra minute.
Gary Mayaki, Plainfield Street.
Are you speaking as a resident, or are you speaking as
I'm
special
speaking
legal?
as, well, one tiny thing, special legal counsel.
Well, then hold
rest
on
is
for the
resident.
special legal counsel, don't start his time. Go ahead.
Okay, just wanted to point out, section 5.3, duties of mayor under the city charter, sub M, he shall have such other powers and perform such other duties as may be prescribed by law, this charter, or as may be required of him by ordinance or by direction of the council. So this issue came up, you as a council body can direct the administration to do as you require. That being done, I do just have a quick blurb here.
Okay, well, you got your 4 minutes, and I'm gonna start that. Please state your name, the city you reside in, the street that you live in.
Gary Mayatke, Plainfield Street, Dearborn Heights.
Thank you. Go ahead.
All I wanted to end up saying is that, the First Amendment is not something we turn on or off when it's convenient. We've had a lot of issues about protests on college campuses, about things in the Middle East, about things in Ukraine, everywhere. And a lot of people have a lot of strong opinions with regard to this. But it's important for all of us to recognize that the First Amendment needs to be upheld whether or not we like what we hear or whether or not we don't like what we hear. And we also need to understand that when it comes to the First Amendment, and all of us who participate in a governmental setting, including myself for decades, recognize that it's just part of things that people are sometimes going to accuse you of stuff, they're going to say stuff that's not true, and that is why I haven't said some of the things I said. And all I would ask with respect to anyone who is watching is that you always take into account that things need to be seen with a grain of salt when you just hear things stated. For example, someone had posted many years ago when Don Barrow was the comptroller that Don Barrow and I ran the city and that Don Barrow was a few fries short of a Happy Meal and I thought I was Figer. Now, I don't know where this came from, but someone said it, and it was just like, we're just going to let it roll off our backs and not even say anything. So anyone who's out there watching some of this stuff, just always remember, that I don't think Don Barrow was a few fries short of a Happy Meal, and I certainly wouldn't want to be Jeff Figer. So thank you.
I'm sure you'd want his money, though. Thank you. Any other comments from here in person?
Can I just say one thing?
Mrs. Waters, you would have to step up.
Okay.
You're technically not allowed to speak anymore, but because you are the sitting councilwoman in Detroit, thank you for your services. I will give you 30
I just want
seconds.
to invite everybody here to the NFL draft. It's going to be fantastic. All right, I'll see you there.
We'll be there Friday.
You got tickets for everybody?
You said register online.
Hello.
Yeah, we want tickets for sure.
Yeah.
Hi, ma'am, please state your name, the city you reside in, the street that you live on.
Yes, Lila Hamka. I live in Dearborn Heights on Kinmore Street.
Wow, you guys all live in Dearborn Heights, huh?
Yeah. I just wanted to announce on behalf of the Dearborn Area Board of Realtors, I mentioned it last time, I'll mention it again. It's an announcement that on April 28th, we're hosting our second annual Home and Garden Expo. We have about 20-some vendors coming in, all small businesses within our community. The purpose of our event is to highlight and shine out and bring through some of the small businesses that are either just starting up or somewhat established to grow their business. It's open to the public. There'll be food trucks, coffee cart, about 20 vendors, everything home and garden and fitness and health related. So all are welcome. It's at Park Place in Dearborn, Sunday, April 28th from 11 to 3. And I have a question to the council members. Are we allowed to, Council Chair, are we allowed to post our flyer at the door at the front?
Absolutely. Why don't you get in
For-
contact with our Parks and Rec director?
Yeah?
You can give her the flyer.
Can we do that? Okay, great. And then would it work the same at the center on Beach Daily? What's it called? Oh, okay. So we can't post it here at these
You can
doors?
give her whatever you'd like.
Okay.
I'm sure Kim, our director, would allow.
Okay,
Figure out City Hall, but the rest of the buildings are no problem.
thank you. How many should I give you? Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
You said it's from 11 to 3?
11 to 3.
Where's the location?
Park Place in Dearborn, Outer Drive,
And Park.
Michigan Avenue area.
Thank you.
Thanks.
28.
Sunday.
April 28th.
April 28th? I'll be out of town. Please forgive me. Any other comments? Great. Now let's go over to Zoom. Everybody okay over there? All right, I see you have Vince Zabrowski. Please state your name, the city you reside in, the street that you live on.
Hi, Vince Drapkowski, Columbia Street. Coming from the Homestead. I want to make a couple of comments here. One is about the Blue Moon on George Street off of Telegraph there. If anybody done any work back there, that's probably because it was the county that did the work or had work done, because the only thing running through there is a county sewer line. So maybe contact the county and get them out there to clean up that mess, since they were the last ones to work on it. And maybe they should be flipping the bill for the wall. Also, with our police department, now that our chief is back in town, I don't see any reason why we need 2 emergency managers. Mr. Swope has stated that he has an emergency manager background and has done that duty in the past. So I don't see any sense in double hiring. So take that into consideration there, council, for your budget coming up. And Ms. Waters, thank you for coming to our council meeting tonight. I know our council could take some leads off of you and Mayor Duggan for what you've done to Detroit and the way it's turned around. You've got a lot of great programs going on. I listened to your mayor's speech the other night, and it's exciting what has happened with Detroit. So if you haven't watched that speech, I suggest you do. And maybe call the Detroit mayor's office and get some advice from him, since our mayor seems to be a half mayor. Hey, he's calling attorneys, subpar, so let's, just my opinion.
I mean, you have your opinion, you're right. The First Amendment, I mean, you have
protected
your-
speech.
Hey, guys, one stop, please, Councilman. Hang on. Protect the speech, say what you want. I am gonna ask you, though, if my son is on here, refrain from using any swear words, please.
I apologize. I didn't know your son was into politics.
He will be.
Hey, starting them off young. All right, Vince, are you done? You got everybody laughing at me here.
Have a good night.
Thank you, Vince. Microphone, I got Ange. Thank you, Vince. Sorry, Audie. All right, next up, we got Mr. Parrish. Can you please mute him? And I said your name already, but please state your name, the city you reside in, and the street that you live on, sir.
Dana Parrish, Grinley Park Street, Dearborn Heights. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
How are you doing? I wanted to talk a little bit. Somebody brought up the trees this evening. And, you know, that was a kind of a hot topic when it was brought up a while back. The cutting down of trees, the healthy trees and all that stuff. I think Councilman Wenzel brought that up. I got to give you, you know, kudos for saying that, because I remember not too long ago that initiative was brought up, and the Corporation Council, you know, wrestled with that idea of cutting down healthy city trees. And somebody, a few council members said, hey, this could be a problem. It was jostled back and forth. Oh, we're not going to cut down trees on whole city blocks. And here Councilman Wenzel says, hey, this whole city block, the trees are scalped. They're all gone. He's right. They're gone. So now we've got to look back. One thing can lead to another. So when you make legislation, just like our federal government does, one thing can lead to another. So you sort of have to fix that mess before it does lead to all the unwanted consequences that we don't want. So everyone knows our chief was not out of town. He wasn't on vacation. He wasn't celebrating. He wasn't getting drunk. It's not my place to say what situation he was in, but he was not out of town. Last thing I wanted to talk about was the difference between equal and fair treatment. Yes, the Declaration of Independence said that all men, excuse me, but it does say all men are created equal. I see you, Denise. But the Declaration does say all men were created equal. They were created equal, but all people should not be treated equal. All people should be created fairly, meaning I'm sure that everyone has had a bad situation in their dealings with people where they've been cheated, lied to, whatever. Maybe they've been assaulted. I'm sure they treat that person a little differently. Maybe they're more careful around that person. Maybe they don't give them the benefit of the doubt. That's treating that situation fairly, versus Councilman Baydoun and Councilman Hassan have had a good relationship, and they treat each other's words 100%, no questions asked. That's treating a man or woman fairly versus equally. I would say you'd be a fool to treat every man or every woman equally. Treat them fairly based on probably your experience with them. Thank you very much.
I'm going to give you 20 more seconds. Pause this time. Just give him 20 more seconds, please. I'll give you 20 more seconds, Dana. I don't want to cut you off, especially because I'm so in tune right now.
Oh, no, sir. I think that was all. I just wanted to say that.
See what I was doing? I was giving a little bit of favoritism. I was trying to treat you fairly.
No, that's good. No, that was my only point, is that we need to treat people fairly based upon our obviously not based upon, you know, sexism, racism, or any of the other isms, but
absolutely
just based upon you know, you treat others how they've treated you, obviously. But thank you very much.
Dana. God bless you.
You too, sir. Have a good evening.
Have a great evening, guys. Anyone else on Zoom? Seeing none, can we get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Support. All right. All in favor, please state aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it. Motion carries.